A 10-game homestand to enjoy and hopefully prosper. The Birds knew they had to make it a good one in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. Well, they've won 7 of the first 9 games, and if they want that 8th win, they'll have to earn it by sweeping the Boston Red Sox. The series finale starts right now. The Orioles are on Masson on a Thursday night at Camden Yards, a perfect night for baseball. The Orioles take on the Boston Red Sox. Birds looking to complete this 3-game series sweep. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us. The Orioles are playing outstanding baseball as they make a charge towards the postseason. And the question around baseball is, how are the Orioles doing it? Well, Buck Showalter says this team lives in the moment better than any team he's ever been around. Things just don't bother them. And last night was a great example of how intangibles can turn in your favor. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning as the Orioles look to get on the board. Adam Jones with his chopper. It is a close play at first. However, the replay shows he was safe. That should have been a base hit and RBI, but instead of that bothering the Orioles, they thrived. Then in the top of the 5th, 2 runs in, a runner at 3rd, but Miguel Gonzalez gets Pedroia to pop up. That left that 3rd run stranded at 3rd. Then later on in the 6th inning, as the Orioles began to rally, Adam Jones showing SALTALAMACCHIAC the Orioles mean business. He hustled to the plate and knocked the catcher down. And then later in that inning, Mark Reynolds capped the 5-run rally, a 2-run double, as the Orioles with 5 base hits, 10 men to the plate, took a 5-2 lead, and they won it by the final of 5-3. So, Jim Palmer, this team is all about the intangibles. They don't worry about what other people think about them. They know they're a team that needs to have everything clicking, and whichever player happens to click that night, they ride that player.
Yeah, and I think what happens, and this hasn't happened in 15 years since the Orioles, all the way back in 1997, went wire to wire. Every game has a life of its own. So if you lose on Tuesday, all of a sudden you play on Wednesday. Now, obviously, they've been playing well, trying to make it 8 out of 10 and trying to sweep the Red Sox. And they know yesterday's game is gone. They played it very hard. They made some adjustments. We've seen them do that really so much better than they ever have. We know that they're going to, if you're a starting pitcher, you're going to try to hand the ball to the bullpen. The orange curtain will come in, and then the deal is done. But tonight it's all about how do we get Tillman to pitch a little bit better, and then how do we beat Buchholz, as good as any right-hander in baseball since really about 2 months ago when he started with a complete game against the Orioles.
Well, scouts that follow this team say one of the unique aspects about playing the Orioles is there's really not that one player, that high-profile player in the lineup that other teams are concerned about taking out of the series. However, that means that up and down the lineup there is balance, there is depth, and it may be even more difficult against the Orioles because of that.
Well, yeah, and I think they're staying within themselves. There's a tendency, Adam Jones wants to hit more home runs than he did last year. He's been on 24, it seems like forever, but yet he's hitting well over 300 this month. Matt Wieters did not have a good July. He's had a great August. So it seems, they lost Nick Markakis for 5 weeks. He comes back. He's right up there with the most hits since the All-Star game, and we know that he's a terrific right fielder. So everybody seems to be doing it. Obviously, if you go to shortstop, J.J. Hardy hit 30 home runs, only played about 128 games. He wants to be better, but day in and day, last night, he got the first hit for the Orioles. So everybody's stepping up to the plate, and then there's Manny Machado.
And then there's Manny. Well, the final game of the homestand tonight, the Orioles looking for a sweep. They're trying to go 8-2 before heading out on a 6-game road trip. Lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Orioles Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Fans on Utah Street, nighttime baseball at Camden Yards. Final game of this 10-game homestand. Time for our Train game time temperature. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 88 degrees. It did get warm during batting practice. It peaked over 90. 34% humidity, and the winds out of the west at 10 miles an hour. So here's the Dodge starting lineup for the Red Sox. They're trying to salvage one game in the series. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Jacoby Ellsbury in that leadoff spot, DHing tonight, 4 for 9 in the series with a double and an RBI. Crawford, Pedroia, and Gonzalez with Cody, Ross, and right. SALTALAMACCHIAC will catch. PUNTO at third. Pedro CIRIACO at shortstop tonight. Scott PODSEDNIK in center field will bat ninth.
Take a look at our scouting report for the 24-year-old right-hander, Chris Tillman. First is worst. And again, he's really, when he does give up runs, of his 24 runs this year, with a 5-2 record, 14 come early. When he does throw home runs, threw 3 in his last game, one of them a 2-run shot, but 34 lifetime home runs, 23 of them solos. And then we saw last night Miguel Gonzalez gives up 2 runs in the 5th inning, but that was all they gave him. The Orioles came back 5 runs in back-to-back games against the Red Sox, which is why they have been able to win both of these games, trying to make it 3 in a row. And the guy you're looking at right here will have a lot to do with it.
Chris Tillman getting set to work. It's his 8th start on the year. There are the splits. Lefties at 252 and the right-handers at 200. Facing ELLSBURY to lead off. Shows bunt, and he takes a strike. ELLSBURY's got a 4-game hitting streak going, and all 4 of those games are multi-hit games. So he is 8 for his last 18.
Yeah, 4 for 9 in this series, and we saw him last night. So hit that double. And that's probably a ball, again, coming off the dislocated shoulder, the subluxation of his right shoulder, which is his leave shoulder, back on the 14th of April. And last year, 32 home runs. Every time you see him, not a more dynamic offensive player in the American League than he was last year. And there's the good curveball. That is a pitch that Chris did not establish against the Kansas City Royals. He got a good one, throws it a little less than 50% of the time for strikes. But again, when he gets ahead, it can be a very effective pitch.
And it's fouled off the other way as ELLSBURY stays alive. Well, Jim just mentioned the home runs. He's only allowed 5 all year, but 2 of those have come the very first batters of games. And you talk all the time about the pitcher coming out of the bullpen, getting accustomed to the mound, and getting into the flow of the game.
Well, we've already seen 91-2-3. And there's a good curveball, and ELLSBURY able to lay off it. I mean, that was a good one. But again, he's thrown 2, and they're both balls. And the problem is when we see the spike or the drop in velocity, it's just the mechanics, that front shoulder.
Here's the 2-2 to ELLSBURY. He got him. Something off speed that floated away, and ELLSBURY couldn't reach it. And a strikeout to begin the game. One away.
What does Gary Thorne say? Well, it's a floater. Well, that's what it is. It's just a changeup that he just pulls the string on. One thing about last year's Gold Glove catcher, and that's Matt Wieters, he forces you, and you're young, and Chris is young, to throw and use all your pitches.
And our Nissan pitch tracks. Get to Nissan Summer Saving Days. The event will end September the 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com and hurry to your local Nissan dealer. Here is Carl Crawford. He takes ball 1. Crawford is one of the few hitters in the lineup that has any kind of history against Tillman, and that's only 14 at bats. He is 7 for 14 against Tillman.
Yeah, I look at those numbers, I'm going, boy, I better keep ELLSBURY off, and the number 9 hitter. I mean, that's one of the keys. Some guys are going to hit you better. You don't make good pitches. You don't get the close pitches like that, so the count's 3-0. I can't imagine he will be swinging away here. But some guys see the ball better. They get better hitters counts. And if that happens, you just have to really make an effort to get the guys out in front of them and behind them. And of course, the deeper the lineups,
It's not as deep without David Ortiz.
This ball's ripped to right field on a 3-1 pitch, heading towards the scoreboard. Markakis plays the Karen. Crawford heading for 2. Here's the throw. He is safe with a slide as the throw is to the back of the base.
Yeah, good throw, and it would have been bang, bang. So let's take a look at the Oriole defense. McLouth, Jones, and Markakis. Nick winning a Gold Glove last year. Machado, Hardy, Quintanilla, Reynolds, who's played very well at first. Outstanding defense over the last month. And then the Gold Glove winner in 2011 behind the plate, Matt Wieters.
Here's Dustin Pedroia in the number 3 spot. Batting average at .280. He's got a 10-game hitting streak going. So Tillman now with a runner in scoring position and just 1 down. There's a strike at the knees, 0-1. One of the things that Tillman has tremendously improved on this year, Jim, over his career numbers, and again, it's only his 44th big league start, but he's allowing an average of just over 11 runners per 9 innings.
Well, he doesn't walk. Even in the minor leagues this year, only walked 30. 8-8 record, 3.92 ERA with 92 strikeouts. And there's another pitch that just misses off the outside corner. So we've seen now 91 to 94, and again, when that front shoulder gets high and when he comes out of his windup, that's when the velocity goes down. It's also hard for him to get the ball in to righties and away from lefties, and that's an integral part of being able to pitch at this level.
Here's the 1-1 swing and a miss. You got to buy him, and it's 1-2. But the base runners per 9 innings, his career average 14 runners per 9. So this year 3 less. I mean, well, that's a big drop off.
Well, he's also 24, and he had to make adjustments. When he pitched the first start, you talked about this being his 8th start, 8 1/3 innings, 2-hitter up in Seattle. Yes, it is the Mariners. Yes, it was in Seattle. But Matt Wieters said that's the way he used to throw in Double-A. And he was terrific.
1-2, swing and a line drive left center field, moving in out at McLouth and over to it, and he has it for the out. Nate took a strange path to that, even though he had it all the way.
I don't think he saw it. He got a horrible jump in the sense that if you don't see the ball, how do you know where it is? And again, it's a high curve ball and it's a big swing, so you could see the little drop step. That's when you take that little drop step with one of your legs. For him, it was his left leg, and because you see the big swing, and it's very difficult sometimes to get a read, but with his speed, easily got to the ball.
Wayne Kirby, of course, the outfield coach, works very hard with his outfielders, staying sharp, staying ready. Now here's a test. Here's Adrian Gonzalez, runner at second and 2 men down. Tillman gets ahead of him, 0-1. Good pitch on the inside corner.
Yeah, see, he's much more comfortable pitching into lefties. But in Seattle, when his mechanics, again, he was throwing 93 to 97, the best we've seen him. He could locate in to righties, he could locate away to lefties, and then he had the curveball going all afternoon. There's the changeup and misses.
Wieters with the block to keep Crawford at second. Gonzalez leads the world in these situations with runners in scoring position. He is at 407 in these spots. And you see the home runs and the RBIs in these situations.
And you can see, he slows the ball down because he can use the whole field. Came into this series and give an idea of how Wei and Chen was able to do it on Tuesday night. He came in at 420, so that 407 number was even a little bit better. He was 0 for 2 in his first chances with runners in scoring position on Tuesday.
2-1 is inside, ball 3. Of course, first base is open, so Tillman can be careful.
Well, it's a big gamble because you have a guy on deck, and that's Cody Ross, who, when you make one mistake, and he loves the ball out over the plate, and that's where Tillman likes to pitch right-handers, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. You can't have a big inning against Clay Buchholz. I'd be very surprised if you could do that and still win.
Foul straight down at the plate, and the count goes full 3-2.
So I understand what you're saying. It's just a big risk. I would rather, on my terms, try to make good pitches, and this is what good pitching is about. And Chris has certainly been able to do that in most of his starts. Just because it's 3-2 doesn't mean you still have to pitch in the middle of the plate, because if you do against somebody like Adrian Gonzalez, you're going to end up giving up runs. Just make your pitches, make a quality pitch, and take your chances.
Red Sox are playing Game 7 of a 10-game road trip. They are 2-4 so far. After tonight, they will take a train to New York City, and they'll play the Yankees over the weekend in a 3-game series. 3-2 with 2 down. Crawford at second. And he got him with a changeup. Chris Tillman, a slow curveball as he's able to get Gonzalez to swing and miss. So a double, a man left. We head to the bottom of the first. Here come the Birds. Grounded at second base. Here come the O's bottom of the first. Southwest Airlines starting lineups for the Birds. Nick Markakis in that leadoff spot. Look at his numbers since going into the number 1 spot. 321 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. Hardy, McLeod, and Jones with Wieters in the number 5 spot. Chris Davis will DH, then Reynolds, Machado, and Quintanilla in the number 9 spot at second base.
Take a look at our scouting report on Clay Buchholz. So he is on a roll. He's won 6 out of his last 7 starts with an ERA of under 2 runs a game. Stingy as far as giving up runs. He's a ground ball pitcher. Last 11 starts. His ERA is 2.08. He's thrown 22 double play balls. That's 3rd in the American League. And then early on, when he wasn't pitching well, Orioles faced him a couple of times early on where they knocked him around. They were getting him 7.71 runs a game, so he wouldn't lose games. And then now that he's pitching well since the All-Star game, only 3.18. So we'll see how well supported he is tonight. Coming off a complete game 2-hitter.
He'll face Markakis leading off in the first. And a line drive base hit left field. Markakis jumping on the first pitch. And he is on with his first base hit in the series. So the Birds getting going in the first inning.
Well, there you go. No defense for that at bat. Crawford, PODSEDNIK, as you mentioned, ELLSBURY getting the evening off as he will be the DH. Ross in right field, Punto, CIRIACO, PEDROIA, Gonzalez, couple of gold gloves over there, and then the power hitting JARROD SALTALAMACCHIAC in the lineup after the collision with Adam Jones last night. You could hear it all the way from up here.
Here's J.J. Hardy.
So 1 pitch, 1 base hit.
I like the ratio. There's a strike right there.
Yeah, we saw him earlier in the year. And Clay Buchholz started that game, Jim, and the one I didn't bring my overcoat that went 17 innings, and we never got over 55 degrees back on the 6th of May. And he was down 5-0, threw 3 home runs in that ball game. That's the game where the Orioles, Moth's coming to get you, big boy. He's going for that jacket.
It's amazing how they find me every
year.
Yeah, I'm like a magnet.
Yeah, but anyway, Buchholz does give up 5 runs in that game, but they gets off the hook, and that's the game where Chris Davis pitches a couple of scoreless innings. The Orioles win in 17.
Here's the 0-1 to Hardy, and a base hit the other way. He hit it against the shift. Pedroia was up the middle. It wasn't the full shift, but they were shading on the pull because he's a pull hitter. Real good piece of hitting there.
Yeah, he threw about 22% changeups, and it looks like the Orioles are saying, and this, again, is a fastball up. He's better down in the zone, so, but this is only the 19th hit to right field all year for J.J. Hardy, who's primarily a pull hitter. So he again goes against the way they defensively align for him, and the Orioles this early going have gotten 2 pitches up in the zone, and that's where they want Buchholz to end up. That's similar to that game back in May, where they were able to take advantage of pitches up in the zone versus the sinker that's his and change up and curveball. He's got all the pitches.
Here's Nate McLouth, 2 on and none out, and he shows Button. He bunts it foul. Well, Jim talked about the turnaround for Clay Buchholz. He was struggling early on, but how about these numbers since June the 1st?
Well, there you go. One of our keys was on a roll, so there's the 6-1 and the ERA at 2.03. How about the 13.8 pitches per inning, which is, I got to think, the best of any starting pitcher, obviously, from that point. Even Jared Weaver probably throws more than that. But the ground ball gets him, and the double play allows him to do that.
0-1 on McLouth. He's going to swing away, and he takes low. Well, he began 4-2, despite an ERA of 7.19, and that was after 10 starts. And then the numbers we just saw in his last 10.
Yeah, the back problem last year short-circuited his season. If you go back to 2010, he was as good as any right-hander in baseball, 17-7. With a 2.33 ERA. Incredibly low earned run average. There's the changeup that was somewhere around the outside corner. Yeah, Laz Diaz, the Orioles do not want him to widen the plate. The plate is 17 inches. Buchholz doesn't need any help. You can get the edge of that ball under, so you can make that plate about 21 inches. But if it gets much wider, it'll be tough.
1-2 on McLouth. And a high chopper. This is going to be a tough play. Pedroia has one play, gets there quickly and gets McLouth. So not being able to bunt on the first pitch, he essentially does the same thing as Markakis and Hardy move up 1 down.
Yeah, well, you get the same result. I like that because you can't count on Tillman. And not that he hasn't pitched well, because he has, but it's just hard to give up outs when you only get 27 early on. So it works out well. You do get in a situation where Adam Jones does not have to get a base hit to still get the Orioles on the board. So a very productive out, and that's the kind of outs you like to make if you're going to make them. Those are his lifetime numbers there. Throwing a no-hitter there too.
Well, and this is a good situation for Adam Jones if you are a believer in the law of averages, because Adam has just 2 RBIs in his last 61 at-bats, and he's up here now with 2 in scoring position and only 1 down. He is due for a breakout game. Birds with a chance to get on the board first. Ground ball, base hit right field. They hit it past Gonzalez. Markakis scores. Hardy scores. Jones going for 2 with a 2-run double. 2 opposite field hits, 3 hits in the inning, and the Orioles grab an early lead.
Yeah, actually all the hits are to the opposite field. You got Markakis starts it off with a single to left. Then you got Hardy, who very rarely goes to right, hit it to right, and then watch this. So again, a very aggressive fastball, not a bad pitch, except that Adam goes with it. Nobody plays there. Gonzalez way off the line, paying the percentages. And boy, you can see him scoring so early already. Clay Buchholz has given up more hits than he gave in 9 innings in his last start.
So Adam Jones gets his team RBI lead back. He now has 61, passing Matt WIETERSC is at the plate, who has 60. And Buchholz spins and Adam dives back. So Adam Jones, who began the night tied for 5th in the league in base hits, that was number 138. And WIETERSC takes low, 1-0. Matt WIETERSC, a hot hitter. They're pretty good numbers against Buchholz. As Jim mentioned, Buchholz is just so tough because he has the ability to command any of his pitches. But Wieters right now is one of the Orioles' hottest hitters as he pops that one up. SALTALAMACCHIAC near the on-deck circle, and he misses it. He thought he was about to step into the dugout, and he missed it.
Yeah, that's going to be scored an error because it's an easy pop-up. You really have to be able to find where the railing is, and he never really looks. So again, he's just kind of in no man's land. He doesn't know where he is, and he anticipates the railing, and it's probably a couple of feet away. I mean, certainly not an easy play, but it's a, you can see right there, what, 2.5 feet. John Russell down there, a former catcher, making sure that he doesn't stumble and hurt himself. So a reprieve for Matt Wieters.
Breaking ball outside, and that was a dangerous pitch for Buchholz. CIRIACO, the shortstop, broke to second base as if there was a play on, and Buchholz threw it to the outer part of the plate. The entire left side was exposed if Wieters was able to reach that.
Yeah, you're right about Buchholz with all the pitches, but again, you don't always know if they're going to be working in the first. And he certainly doesn't have fastball command to this point.
Here's the 2-1. It's outside. Ball 3.
There's a changeup, Jim. So he's thrown 3 fastballs and given up 2 singles and a double. And Bob McClure looking on to there's Bob right there to his right, our left, the manager Bobby Valentine.
3-1 on Wieters, 2 runs in for a 2-0 lead. Bounce towards first. Gonzalez with the big hop. Flips to Buchholz. Wieters retired for the second out, but Jones able to advance to third. So he eventually gets Wieters, but it costs him a few more pitches, and it costs him 90 feet for Adam Jones.
Yeah, the Orioles actually, their philosophy, their hitting attack tonight, you know, you get all these numbers, and the Orioles and Jim Presley, their hitting instructor, very aware that in that 2-hitter that Clay Buchholz pitched, he threw 38% fastballs, 24% cutters, 29% changeups, and only 9% curveballs. So they look hard early, and here in the first inning, when he's not making great pitches, they've had some success.
Here's Chris Davis, and there's a breaking ball for a strike on 1.
And again, that mix of pitches will change as a starting pitcher from game to game, depending on what you have going. But right now, the Orioles would love to be able to get another run, and Buchholz wants to do what Gonzalez did last night. He gave up 2, but didn't give up the third.
Buchholz staying from the stretch. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, there's a nice little changeup. So his fastball is a plus. His changeup, and this is right here, it's a plus. His curveball is a plus pitch, and his cutter is a plus pitch. And that's why he's been pitching so well.
Well, Markakis jumped on the first pitch. He got on and scored. 2-0 O's. Jones at third with 2 men down. Davis is just 4 for 32 on the homestand. He's down, no balls and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. He got him. So Buchholz gets Davis to end it, but a good start for the Orioles. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 left. We'll head to the second. 2-0 O's. Luna, call for the Luna Double to get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Manny Machado in the big leagues at the age of 20 years old, and he was brought up to solidify third base. How about this play the other night on a bunt? Took his time, good strong throw, got it to first. Last night, he was all over the place. Watch this play. He's in foul territory, momentum going away. Look at the throw and the scoop on the back end. And then, of course, Jim, the final out of the game, quick hands.
Well, he is, and also quick range. You know, a lot of third basemen, Brooks Robinson, 116 Gold Gloves, used to say, well, you know, it's one step and a dive. That was about 2 or 3 steps in a dive. So if you're going to be an infielder, you want to have quick feet. It helps if you're a shortstop to have a powerful arm, and he has that.
Strike one to Cody Ross, leading off in the Boston second. SALTALAMACCHIAC and PUNTO will follow.
Yeah, this will be a good challenge for Chris Tillman. Ross likes the ball inside half. And I'd like to be able to throw it right about there, a little cutter that just cuts off the outside corner.
And the 1-1 is hit towards the hole. Deep in the hole is Hardy. The long throw across. He got him. Manny Machado looked like he deferred to the veteran there.
Well, why not?
Instead of cutting in front of him.
You also have to know where your fellow infielder is playing. And one thing about J.J. Hardy, who had shoulder problems early on in spring training, he's had to, over the course of this season, get a couple of cortisone shots. But plenty of arm strength there. And he just stopped, planted his right leg, and then threw a bullet to first. And he is leading most shortstops in just about every category defensively.
Here's JARROD SALTALAMACCHIAC, switch hitting catcher, and it's down and in 1-0. Chris Tillman, 24 years old. He's out of Fountain Valley, California. 12 big league wins. Ball 2 inside. This is a hitter you have to go after. He does have the home run bat, but he will strike out.
Well, that's why you don't want to be 2-0. And we saw last night, he loves the ball down. You can see where the target is right here, and he gets that outside corner, which, again, that ball is probably off the plate a little bit.
As long as it's both ways.
Well, unless you're a hitter, and then
right.
you know, pitchers love that kind of stuff.
2-1, there's a strike. 2-2.
And he ducks his head. Both of those pitches, he figures I could have just walked. But again, you'd like to have, and you make a great point, you want the umpire to establish his zone and then stay with it for 9 innings. If it's going to be large, then it's going to be large.
And a swing and a foul tip, and WIETERSC holds on. There's a strikeout for Tillman and 2 quick outs.
Well, he put a little extra on this. So all night long, it's only the 2nd inning, but watch this. I mean, great finish, stayed through. And you can see good movement, great location, and foul tipped it into the glove. Nice little hands by Matt WIETERSC. Gold glove hands. Or gold glove. But there is a hand.
Golden hands.
Yeah.
Here's Nick Punto playing third base tonight. Bobby Valentine again has all the available left-handed hitters in the lineup.
Well, that and the fact that Will Middlebrooks, who was hitting .289 with 15 home runs, and other than Mike Trout is the best rookie offensive player in the American League, has got a broken hand, or he'd certainly be in this lineup.
Down and in.
Boy, they have had their injuries.
25 players on the disabled list, 29 different times on the year.
And there is David Ortiz. You want to play the Red Sox, you want him sitting, not playing.
Ball 3 high.
Well, you touched on something last night. I mean, this is where, when you're young, and Chris is young at 24, Punto is a line drive hitter, and he got a hit last night. You don't want to walk him, and he did, because it turns down the road, deeper in the game, their better hitters are going to get up more often.
The Maryland Lottery Strike It Rich contestant of the game is Juan Arms from Baltimore. Juan has already won $500, and for every strikeout the Orioles pitch during the game tonight, Juan wins $100 more from the Maryland Lottery. See how you can turn non-winning Strike It Rich scratch-offs into cash and enter to win great Orioles prizes at mdlottery.com/strikeitRich.
He's already won $800. It's a good name. That'd be a good name for a pitcher. Juan Arms.
Yeah, I agree. Here's CIRIACO. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Although the Reds have a pretty good pitcher, and his name is Homer Bailey. That goes against the trend.
Yes. Tommy Hunter's.
Hey, Brooksy's at the game.
Yeah. Tommy Hunter's Twitter account, Tommy Goes Boom. That's not a good name for a pitcher.
That's kind of poking fun at yourself, though, isn't it? Tommy, by the way, is already in Detroit. But the Orioles getting in late tonight, and he's pitching tomorrow. The Orioles put him on an afternoon flight so he'd get to Detroit and get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that pitch was a strike, and Blas Diaz missed that one. It's going to be a wandering strike zone. It has the appearance of that already.
Go to first and Punto back.
Yeah, 4 for 4. Doesn't do a lot of running because he doesn't play that much.
CIRIACO at the plate. He has been on a tear. Last 14 games, he's batting .333. Getting a little bit more playing time. Swing.
Yeah, I got the feeling from watching him hit. I mean, I watched him on television about a month ago, but in this series, the first 2 games, and we saw it off of Wei-Yin Chen, who hung a changeup. He got it down in that left field corner for a double very quickly. If you make a good pitch, then you got a chance to get him out. But the average breaking ball, the one that you don't finish, that may be trouble.
Check swing, and it's high. 2-2. Tillman making only his 3rd appearance in his career against the Red Sox. He is 0-1. He does have 2 wins against the AL East, though, on the year. He has a win against the Yankees, and he has a win against Tampa Bay. You are measured by a different standard when you play in this division. 2-2.
I also got him 11 runs the night he pitched against the Yankees, which is nothing wrong with that. But it wasn't one of his better starts. 5 innings. And of course, the Yankees can hit. And it was in New York.
Well, they lost today. Texas finally got a win at Yankee Stadium. They have so much trouble winning there. So the Orioles can gain a game with a win here tonight and pull within 5 of first place. Quick throw to first, and diving back is Punto.
Yeah, Chris, for somebody that's 6'5", 6'6", does a nice job of holding runners. Only 4 attempts in his first 7 starts. It's a pretty good lead right there.
He's worried about him, keeping him honest, keeping him close.
Yeah, the other side of that coin is that you make a quality pitch here, you're out of the inning. So you don't want to have too much of your energy to a guy that doesn't run that much. And if he does, you have it. Just get the ball to Wieters and let him throw him out. Make a quality pitch. That's your concern here with 2 outs.
And it bounces. Wieters out in front of the plate, throws down, and not in time. Backing up is Hardy. So maybe the runner at first split the concentration, and all of a sudden the count is full at 3-2. The wild pitch sending Punto to second.
Yeah, really good base running by Nick, because he goes right away. It's about a 58-foot curve ball. It's a good one. I mean, you finished it. You just bounced it. And J.J. Hardy will back up this play.
So a good defense there by Hardy, reading the play and backing up Punto at second with 2 down, and a 3-2 count on CIRIACO. And a foul. Just got a piece.
Yeah, a little hanger there. But still had pretty good break. Yeah, the Red Sox, again, couldn't get the big inning last night. They were 1 for 10 on Tuesday night, even though they came in at 280, the 4th best number of any American League teams in that category, driving them in with runners in scoring position.
Well, these situations, Tillman has excelled on the year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. He's held opponents to a 167 average. That's how you win games. Pitch count mounting 40 already through an inning and 2/3. And the 3-2 is a tapper towards the middle. Hardy charges. CIRIACO runs well. The throw, safe at first base. CIRIACO got down the line and beat it out.
Boy, does he get down there. Not an easy play because of the short hop. Ball hits so slowly. And you can see the little circle, snap throw, good play, heads up play right here by Reynolds. I don't know if somebody's yelling or not, but boy, that's getting it down. Anytime you get a right-handed hitter with speed that comes out of the box on the ball away, easier to get out of the batter's box. So he beats this play easily to keep this inning alive. And it all started with a 2-out walk to Nick Punto. 4 straight balls. A little lack of focus.
So they have the corners covered, first and third for PODSEDNIK, the number 9 batter. Cut the plate in half, called ball 1.
Scott, who actually started with the Phils early on, then came to the Red Sox, and as you mentioned, traded along with Matt Albers to Arizona, and then acquired back by the Red Sox.
Ball 2 outside. Boston is 4-10 in August. They have lost 6 out of 8. And began play tonight 4 below 500 at 57-61. Ball 3 high. He retired Ross and SALTALAMACCHIAC to begin the inning. 4-pitch walk to Punto. Long at bat by CIRIACO, who reaches on the infield hit. Now he is 3-0 on the number 9 batter and about to turn the lineup over. There's a strike.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Sox are certainly hoping to get back in the game, and you know, Chris here, you would think, would just throw something, and it could be anything. I mean, we've seen him throw 3-2 breaking balls. This is a 3-1 count, but he's got to throw a strike.
And he does. 3-2.
Very borderline as Scott PODSEDNIK tries to duck it. And you really don't know what's going to be a strike at that point. I mean, that's similar to the first pitch.
And he's already thrown 25 pitches in this inning. CIRIACO will be off from first. Punto's not forced at third. 3-2 with 2 down. And a line drive, base hit up the middle past Hardy. Here's Punto to score, and the Sox get on the board with a 2-out rally. PODSEDNIK comes through from the number 9 spot.
Yeah, not a very good changeup, and he just because it's elevated. I mean, watch him. It's belt high, nice. I mean, outside part of the plate, but it's not down. Boy, does he square that up. Now, if you're lucky, Hardy's able to get to it, but he hits it so hard you could see him lean a little bit left, and then unable to get it.
Our X-Mo brought to you by Toshiba as PODSEDNIK picks up his 8th RBI, and Tillman a 2-out, nobody on rally for the Red Sox. And CIRIACO with his speed easily made it to third.
Yeah, he's running on the play. That wasn't even an issue.
And so he turns the lineup over. Here's ELLSBURY for his second at bat. He struck out leading off the game. He's got a 38-game hitting streak against the Orioles. It is the longest hitting streak ever by an opposing player against the Birds.
And you have great speed with PODSEDNIK at first. So a lot of options for Bobby Valentine. Not much of a lead, though.
And he gets ahead 0-1. Now, these are the situations you've been talking about with the scoreboard management. If you give up 1, don't give up 2. Buchholz was able to get out of the first inning, stranding a runner at third, so he gave up 2 but not 3, and Tillman trying to preserve the lead.
Well, the Red Sox are the 3rd best scoring team in the American League, and they do it when they get hitters or runners in scoring position.
Overthrows and a tie, 1-1.
And you find out at this level that in the minors sometimes you just change speeds, pitch backwards, throw a 3-2 changeup. Guys are going to get fooled. But up here, you can throw it, but it has to be a quality pitch, and it wasn't. And PODSEDNIK took advantage of it. But again, this all started with a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs to Nick PUNTO.
1-1 to ELLSBURY is outside, 2-1.
So the Red Sox are pretty much doing exactly what they want to a starting pitcher, and we've seen him over the years do. Get runners on, try to get them in, and elevate the pitch count.
This will be his 30th pitch in the second inning. High fly ball to right, back on it, Markakis, and he makes the catch, and TILLMAN works his way out of it. Wow. So after all that, the Sox settle for a run. 2 are stranded. We're through an inning and a half. 2-1 Birds. Next Friday, August 24th. Don't miss the season's next fireworks night as the Orioles take on the Blue Jays at 7:05. Gather up your family and friends and enjoy a beautiful post-game fireworks show that'll light up the downtown skies. And you can get your tickets in advance and save. Just call 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Fabulous fireworks show. Now that guy's got a pair of hands.
I think might be a young lady. Either way.
I didn't see because the hand was in front of the face.
Which one? Those were.
You cover some ground with those hands. Here's Mark Reynolds.
Yeah, look how efficient BUCHHOLZ was giving up the 2 runs.
Reynolds, high fly ball center field. Back on to PODSEDNIK near the wall, and that ball is gone. Reynolds stays hot. The Orioles get the run right back. How about that? His 3rd opposite way home run of the homestand.
The big fly. No, nobody did it better than Mark last year on the Orioles.
Oh, when he hits, the Orioles are such a better team because of that threat. And Reynolds is hitting at the moment. 4 in a row now, 10 for 26, and 4 homers on the homestand. Just a power surge.
Yeah, the big double last night. With Tazawa on a split finger that he scraped over the head of Carl Crawford and left. I mean, that's just a fastball outside 3rd of the plate. And he hits it straight away. Hey, normally, you like to pitch to the big part of the ballpark, but Reynolds, he reduces it inside.
Machado fouls it back 1-1. Well, Jim Presley has been working with Mark Reynolds on staying on top of the ball to generate the bat speed and make good contact so something positive may happen. And on this homestand, something positive is happening.
Backspin. I mean, if you stay on top of it, if you backspin the ball, it goes farther.
There's a foul off the foot of Machado. The ball and 2 strikes on Manny. So Mark number 12, now 42 RBIs. Red Sox worked hard to get one run in, and Reynolds with one swing gets it right back. Each hitter in this game for the Orioles leading off the inning swung at the first pitch. 1-2 on Manny. Line drive left field, back on it is Crawford. It's over his head, and he bangs it against the wall. Machado's hustling the second. Crawford can't throw, and Manny is in with a double. On a 1-2 pitch, Buchholz made a mistake.
Yeah, it just hangs a breaking ball of some sort. They really criticized in the Boston Globe Crawford for not catching Reynolds' ball. Well, this is a similar ball. This ball is just screamed right over the head of Carl Crawford. It's hard to get a read on. It's hard to go back on a ball that is hit this hard. And, you know, they indicated, well, he didn't put his glove up. Well, he didn't put his glove up on that one because the ball was traveling over his head at such a high speed.
Well, Jim Presley was talking about that double last night. He felt the biggest hit of the game drove in the 2 runs that were the difference. But the fact that Reynolds was able to hit the ball that hard right over his head when they were playing him that way on purpose, and he still got it by him, it was all Reynolds. So Manny does the same thing.
Yeah, and then DeMarlo Hale, who last year was with the Red Sox, everybody kind of knows that Crawford, you know, with the bad elbow, it was the wrist surgery in the offseason that kind of slowed him down early on, but so everybody's going to run on him. I mean, he's just incapable because he may need Tommy John surgery at some point. So a ligament problem really keeping him from throwing as normally as well as he can.
Omar Quintanilla, he squares, takes outside, 1-0. Changeup that floated away. Omar has certainly been a bright spot for the Birds. There's J.J. Hardy with John Russell. They are always talking baseball on the Orioles bench. It's incredible. 1-0 on Quintanilla. And a swing away, and he takes low, ball 2.
Oh, there you go. So already that skiing has come to a halt. When he's on his game, he does not make too many mistakes in the middle of the plate. He's already compounded that more than he normally does.
2-0, Omar squares, takes high, ball 3. They appealed down to third. Mike Everett said he pulled the bat back. So now all kinds of possibilities. Runner at second, 3-0 count, nobody down.
Well, he's most likely, I mean, I would imagine he'll be taking here. You'd love to have a couple of guys on for Markakis, who's on deck, already singled the left on the first pitch of the game. Now for Bobby Valentine, the decision if Buchholz doesn't straighten himself out is when do you go to the bullpen? He's been that good. You don't, you know, you've already lost, as you mentioned. You know, you're not winning games. You have your ace on the mound. It's tough to relieve aces sometimes.
Yeah. It is kind of interesting. And again, you mentioned when the Orioles played Buchholz in the 2 games early on, but they did knock him around. May the 6th, he lasted 3 2/3, 5 runs. May the 21st, 5 1/3, 5 runs. And then on June the 7th, he pitched a shutout.
I did that game up in Boston, and he was overpowering. He was back to where he normally is, which is, and we saw it. We saw 94 to get the final out of the first inning, but we haven't seen that all night.
Markakis bunts, and it's a fair ball. Throw to third out there, throw back out there. Well, that changes the inning as Markakis tried to get the bunt down, and it fell down right on top of the plate. Buck Showalter out to argue.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not really sure. Of course, I don't think you're going to get him to change that.
Buck was saying, obviously, that ball came back behind the plate when he picked it up, but it looked like it stayed on the plate. So heads up by Saltalamacchia and 2 down.
Yeah, straight down, and now what's where it goes right now? That's the. It's right on top of the plate.
Quintanilla ends up at second, 2 down now. Here's Hardy. And that's low, 1-0.
What a strange play. Nick Markakis bunting.
The element of surprise, I guess. But Boston, because of where the ball landed, SALTALAMACCHIAC able to quickly turn a double play. Hardy singled and scored his first at bat. And a base hit to right field. Quintanilla rounding third. He's being sent. Here comes the throw. It's up the line. He is out, according to Laz Diaz. SALTALAMACCHIAC got the tag on him. So Hardy gets a base hit. Quintanilla out at the plate. And the Orioles are down in the second. But the Birds do get a run on the Hardy home run, or Mark Reynolds home run. Reynolds got into it leading off the inning. And the Orioles with a 3-1 lead as we head to the third. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Verizon Fios, introducing Fios Quantum Speed, internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. And by Chapin Davis Investments, celebrating 60 years of advising investors. Call Chapin Davis at 800-222-3246. And there's a swing and a miss to Crawford leading off. And as we head to the third inning, Crawford, Pedroia, and Gonzalez. And a high fly ball to left. MCLOUTH is right there. And they'll put away for the out, 1 away. Well, another of the many reasons the Orioles are contending this year, how well they have taken care of business within the AL East. They have won 3 consecutive series against the East, including this one. So they're now 9-5-1 split in the 15 series on the year. And you look at the record, Jim, 24-19 against the East, second best in the division. Head-to-head, Tampa Bay is the best. But look at last year, 7-17-1 and 28-44 record overall. Just a complete turnaround for the Orioles within the division.
Yeah, the best record in the American League East last year were the Rays because of their pitching. And right behind them were the Yankees.
So the Orioles are doing what you have to do if you're going to contend in the American League and you reside in this division. It is imperative that you play well within the division, and the Orioles have done that.
No, they've done it in a lot of ways. They've won 11 straight one-run games. But
Pedroia to right, easy play for Markakis. And 2 quick outs here in the third inning. The Orioles would like to invite you to a very special American Red Cross blood drive. Please join us for a life-saving event Saturday, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. here at Oriole Park. All donors receive a limited edition Oriole Park 20th anniversary baseball. You get a couple of tickets to the upcoming game, and it's a chance to meet former Oriole Chris Hoyles. Now, appointments are required, so to schedule, call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Well, Tillman gets the first two. Can he get Gonzalez? Line foul the other way, 0-1.
Well, much more aggressive in this inning. But then again, if you go back to the second inning, got the first two batters out, and then a 4-pitch walk to Nick Punto, and then things got interesting. Good changeup. Well, he's got to finish his pitches. He just, for a guy, and I went through this, you have to figure out some way to use that 10-inch mound to throw downhill. And when you're 6'5", I wasn't quite as tall. You got to just, it's a rhythm. It's, can I get over my front side? What do I need to do that?
0-2, and he bounces it. Chris Tillman coming off that loss last Saturday against Kansas City. Worth repeating. Frustrating night. I was working up in the zone. Didn't have my breaking ball going. Didn't have it the whole game. And that's a tough pitch for him not to have, because very often that's an out pitch for him. 1-2 on Gonzalez. 2 outs. Bases empty.
Yeah, he would come in. I mean, he left. He would give up 6 runs, but had only given up 4 of the bullpen. Sokolovic would come in and give up the final 2 runs. So 5 2/3, 6 hits, the 5 strikeouts, 3 home runs.
Line to left field. McLouth back, and he's got it. So Tillman on 3 fly balls has his first 3 up, 3 down inning. Mid-third at Camden Yards, 3-1 O's. Stand Bobby V in the dugout for the Red Sox as the Orioles are going for a 3-game sweep. And if Chris Tillman on the mound, he has navigated through 3 innings. Orioles jumping on Buchholz. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second on that blast for Mark Reynolds. Teammates like it as the Orioles try to complete the 3-game sweep and go 8-2 on this 10-game homestand.
Yeah, what an amazing second inning. Buchholz had faced 9 hitters, 6 had gotten on a base with a walk. And then the bunt, which turned out to be a double play, so you get 3 hits, a walk, and only 1 run on the home run. So the Red Sox are hoping that that gets him off the hook, and the Orioles are hoping that he's going to struggle for a couple of more innings, and maybe they'll be able to take advantage of it.
Breaking ball in the inside corner to Nate McLouth.
Yeah, the last time Nick Markakis successfully sacrificed was all the way back in 2007. So unusual. Probably a play that you just thought it was the right play. Get the ball down. They wouldn't expect it.
Sharply hit foul behind Wayne Kirby.
But it just gives Buchholz another inning to get into some kind of rhythm.
Here's ahead of McLouth, 0-2. Nate bounced out his first at bat, but advanced both base runners. There were first and second, nobody down, and he pulled it to second base. Chopped it actually to second base. No balls and 2 strikes. Close pitch,
yeah.
1-2.
Good take, because it's a good curveball.
Buchholz, 28 years old. He's in his 6th season. He was drafted by the Red Sox in 2005, a supplemental first-round pick. The Red Sox in that draft had 5 first-round picks because they lost 3 free agents. Derek Lowe, Orlando Cabrera, and Pedro Martinez. And Buchholz, the number 42 pick in that round. He was out of Angelina Junior College in Texas. Also in that draft was JACOBY ELLSBURY. He was one of the other first-round picks they had. Five picks.
Was he a draft and follow guy, though?
McLeod fouls it.
You know, like Andy Pettit, Adam Lowen, where you... Because it just seems like with his stuff that he would have gone a little bit higher.
He was the 42nd overall pick.
Oh, of the draft.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so he was... Yeah, they still say that Buchholz...
No, he signed and went right to the New York Penn League. McLeod takes high, ball 3. How about this at bat?
Yeah, the two fastest guys on this team are ELLSBURY and Buchholz.
Really?
Yeah. Exceptional athlete.
So from 0-2 after 2 pitches to a full count. Nate McLouth leading off here in the 3rd. And he struck him out. Foul tip held by SALTALAMACCHIAC. And 1 away in the 3rd. Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. Entering tonight, the Orioles have won 12 of the last 16 games against the Red Sox, outscoring them 90-68. Now, look at this head-to-head this season. Orioles are 8-3, Sox 3-8. Boston has out-hit the Orioles. Orioles have outscored them. Orioles have out-homered them. And the Orioles have out-pitched them.
That's how you do it. And they out-extra inning them in that 17-inning game.
Yes.
And it wasn't earlier. I think the Friday night game was an extra inning game. Whoa, there you go. That's for last night. And that is really, I'll tell you what, sooner or later, you just kind of wait. That's all about the home plate collision. Just because Adam Jones plays the game right, the way you're supposed to play it. And right here, they're going to come out. Buck's not happy. I don't blame him. And sooner or later, Pedroia or Ortiz, I'll tell you what, I'd be aiming for the Achilles if David comes back in, because it's last night was about the way the game's played. It was not a cheap shot.
So you're telling me that Boston, a team 4 games below 500, takes exception with playing the game right?
Well, maybe that's why they're under 500. I don't know. This is obviously on purpose. This is about the home plate collision. They probably felt he should have gone for the outside corner. Adam doesn't care. He's on base.
The 11th time Adam has been hit by a pitch on the year, and there is a furious manager. He stared down Buchholz all the way out to first base.
Did Diaz warn both clubs?
No, he didn't.
It was rather obvious. I mean, like, where were you last night, Laz, other than missing plays at first base?
From my perspective, I'm glad he didn't, because now the Orioles don't have to worry about that, and Tillman could be as aggressive. Buchholz, that's the 11th batter he's hit on the year with his control. It's a little suspicious.
Well, he pitches inside. But that was, I wondered if that was going to happen, and there it goes. Well,
Adam handled it well. He just went down to first base.
Yeah. And if things go the Oriole way, you'll add a run or two here.
Wonder if Adam might try to steal the bag here. SALTALAMACCHIAC had all kinds of troubles on the year gunning down base stealers.
Yeah, Buchholz pretty quick to the plate, though, so not much of a leg kick.
There's a bouncer towards second base. Pedroia back to first. Scoop by Gonzalez. There's a double play. It goes 4-6-3. CIRIACO with a strong throw. So a hit batter and none left. We'll head to the 4th inning. Orioles lead it 3-1. Orioles Legend Celebration Series returns on Thursday, September 6th. Cal Ripken Jr. will be honored with his larger-than-life bronze sculpture in the Legends Park area in center field. All the gates open at 5 o'clock. Ceremonies begin at 5:15, and all fans will receive a replica Ripken sculpture to help us honor the Iron Man as he goes bronze and joins his fellow Oriole legends. 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com/legends. Here's Chris Tillman with a 3-1 lead. There's a high pitch count already, 61 pitches through 3 innings, but he was able to get 3 up, 3 down in the third.
Yeah, much more efficient in that third inning as far as going after him.
Adam Jones hit by the pitch. Tried to get down there to upset CIRIACO, but Pedroia gave him a good feed.
Yeah, well, Pedro got out of the way. Very wise decision.
And we'll see if this has another chapter.
No. You don't want to be doing that now. You want to pick your spot. And it's not now with the lead. You're in the pennant race. They're not at this moment. You just want to beat them. And then you don't forget it.
Right. Cody Ross bounced out the shortstop his first at bat. And he swings and fouls back a fastball.
You just kind of put that away in the little encyclopedia.
Oh, number 10 will. You know that.
And he may have done it on his own volition. Maybe he thought that was the right thing to do.
Protecting his catcher?
Yeah.
2 is outside. Tillman has some interesting splits, Jim. In third innings of games, he's held opponents to a 100 batting average. In fourth innings, 150, and in fifth innings, 136. So is that the settling in part of it?
Well, again, the first inning, nice little change up there. Yeah, he's a big guy. He's young. He just. I mean, I think he did a great job. I thought the way he was throwing the ball in spring training that he would really have a good April and May, but it took him a while to get to the point where he is now, where his velocity is up and in control. He didn't stand sideways like this last year.
Ross fouls it off on the velocity, Jim. You're talking about how when he joined the Orioles in Seattle, it was outstanding.
Yeah, well, that's as good as I've ever seen him. It was one of the best pitched games I'd seen all year from anybody. So again, it kind of went down, and then he said, well, maybe had a little dead arm, coming out of his windup a little bit. So now working hard on that in between.
Liner to the gap in right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That goes all the way to the wall. Markakis is running it down. Ross is going to pull in with a leadoff double. So Ross, who has a real good ability to foul off pitches, did so in that at bat. 0-2, and he turned it around, and he has a double.
Yeah, he eventually gets the ball up in the zone. Watch this cutter. You can see the spin, but it stays up enough. And boy, he loves to get his arms extended, and then finds a gap out in right center.
So the Sox are able to bring the tying run to the plate, and a runner at second with nobody down. Here's SALTALAMACCHIAC. He struck out his first at bat, one of 3 strikeouts for Chris Tillman.
Yeah, what he wants to do is obviously do some damage, but do it to the right side of the field. I just look at Chris Tillman's numbers, and going into last start, he was throwing 44% of his curveballs for strikes, and he keeps throwing first pitch curveballs. It's a low percentage pitch for him. What do you want to do? You want to get ahead. It's hard to do that. So again, if you're going to throw a lot, and he comes back with another one, that was a good one. Because otherwise, we had this conversation, you take hitters, when you throw 91 to 94, they should be looking for your fastball anyway. But when you miss with a curveball, then they're really looking for your fastball. So if you don't make a good pitch with it, they pretty much can look on their own terms. I think that until he comes up with a little bit more command, and maybe needs to throw more fastballs, because he's got a good one. So there you go, 40% now. See, so what do you want to throw? You want to throw the cutter, the fastball that's 25% higher. You usually want to get ahead of hitters, not behind them. Doesn't mean you don't use it.
1-1 on SALTALAMACCHIAC. Ground ball through the middle. Hardy is right there. He'll get SALTALAMACCHIAC for the out, but going to third is Cody Ross. He's there with 1 down. As the Orioles make their postseason push, don't miss a moment of the action. For starting lineups and in-game alerts, just text Orioles to 29292. Shift there paying off for the Orioles. Adam Jones and the Birds are 64 and 53. They're 11 above 500 for the first time since June 18th, nearly 2 months ago.
Yeah, so in at third, back at first. Red Sox trying to get on the board. Punto trying to put one in play.
Outside 1-0. Punto the key at bat in that second inning rally. A 2-out walk on 4 pitches. He hasn't seen a strike yet. Ross is at third with 1 down. There's a strike. Good pitch. The Orioles team pitching now is at 4.04. They're 8th in the league. 8th out of the 14 teams. Called strike. 1-2.
So up and in. Outside corner. And they still got a couple of pitches to try to strike him out somewhere. You know, the infield back, so any ground ball other than the third base is probably going to score the run. So go for the punch out with this count.
Slice foul the other way. Punto able to spoil it to stay alive.
You know, that was pretty much right down the middle, not in or out.
Boston, as you would expect, is a much more prolific hitting and scoring team at home. They really know how to use their ballpark. They're averaging a run more per game at Fenway than they are in their road games. But they still have enough depth top to bottom, even with their injuries, to score. 1-2 on Punto. In the dirt, he went too far. That's strike 3. Wieters will have to make the play to first, and he does. Laz Diaz called him out, as he said Punto didn't check. A huge out for Tillman and 2 down.
No, there's your power curveball. And then again, the ability to throw it, knowing your catcher's going to do a good job of keeping it in front of him. Not being afraid of bouncing it, throwing it under the strike zone. Yeah, that bat well out. Tried to get it back. A very quick swing.
Good play by Wieters. First the block and then the throw. And he looked Ross back to third base before going to first. So here is Ciriaco. Runner at third with 2 men down. Overthrows the fastball. 1-0.
Well, that's kind of like a guy that can get on first and steal a base when you need him to do it. Getting a strikeout as a pitcher when you need to get the strikeout, and that's when there's a runner in third and less than 2 outs. That could be huge, especially if you can get Pedro out here at the plate.
Swing and a miss. Another good breaking ball.
You know, Chris, what I find is, you know, and I've known him now, what, for 3 years or so. The other day he said, yeah, I was really getting my shoulder up and you could see the curveball. It didn't look like my fastball. When he's throwing his fastball and curveball with the proper mechanics, you don't know what they are.
So in other words, he's not tipping it.
Well, no, it's not tipping. It comes out of his hand looking the same. I mean, one goes straight down and the other one has a little jump on it when he throws it right. Like that. See, that's 94. So we're seeing a young pitcher that, you know, is having a chance to show what the hard work is, because he worked real hard with Brady Anderson and then a lot of work with Mike Griffin down at AAA.
Our Kia Pitch Tracks brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. 1-2 on Ciriaco. There's Ross at third with 2 men down. Up and in with a fastball.
95. See, that's what I like, though, because it's nice to see a pitcher be able to go to another gear. And there's his pitching coach, Rick Adair. I mean, that had a little zip on it. See, he couldn't do that last year. He couldn't do it the year before. He did it when Matt Wieters caught him in Double-A, a buoy.
2-2 on Ciriaco. Check swing and a breaking ball, and it's in the dirt. He did not chase ball 3.
So the pitch count again. That's what the Red Sox do, and of course that leadoff doubles certainly puts a lot of pressure on you with a 2-run lead.
And he's had several counts where he's been ahead that before you look up he's 3-2. Including this at bat here. CIRIACO was down a ball and 2 strikes. 3-2 with 2 men down. And the payoff is high, ball 4, and he walked him. So CIRIACO jogs to first. Second walk allowed by Tillman. And Rick Adair is heading out for a visit.
Yeah, Rick may run out and say, do you realize how good a fastball you have tonight? A lot of pitches. It's kind of like a Broadway audition where they're throwing all those pitches to everybody. And a lot of times you don't need to do that. Hitters tell you. Are they getting to your fastball? Well, the answer is no. So stuff is there. Command, a little iffy. And that's why the pitch count at 81 now.
.46 strikes and 35 balls. Buck Showalter and the Orioles with a 3-1 lead. This has not been an easy night for Chris Tillman. He's had just 1 3-up, 3-down inning.
Well, he's kind of going back towards what he did last year, where he would pitch well, but pitch count would be so high he'd be out of the game in the 5th and 6th innings.
Breaking ball for a strike to PODSEDNIK. RBI single, his first at bat on a 3-2 pitch. Tying runs are on. Go ahead run at the plate here in the 4th inning. Foul back the other way. A little late on the swing of the fastball, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, you have to read the bat, and if you go back to your last at bat, PODSEDNIK had a very good one. He would end up taking a changeup on a 3-2 changeup, and Chris left up in the zone and hit it right back up the middle. So right here, I mean, this you know up and in. You don't. You can go in, and then it looks like they're going to go away, but man, that's not even close. He's just up and out of his windup.
Well, 1 ball and 2 strikes on PODSEDNIK. The Red Sox have 2 singles and 2 doubles in this game for 4 base hits. They've also drawn 2 walks, so 6 base runners through 3 2/3. 1-2 on PODSEDNIK. And that's low, blocked by WIETERSC. So again, Jimmy, he's getting ahead, but he's having trouble getting them. It looks like he's trying to get him to chase, and they won't do it.
Well, he's not throwing his pitches over either. I mean, it's not a bad curveball, but he bounces it. So it's a pretty good windup. But if I'm throwing 93 to 95, how about a fastball? See, it's harder to do it now, Jim. At 0-2, boy, throw him a fastball up and in. It opens up the outside corner, but he hasn't knocked him off the plate.
CIRIACO goes. The 2-2 is low. Ball 3. So again, he wouldn't chase, and there's a stolen base.
Well, that's your 5 pitches into the at bat, and that allows CIRIACO to steal the base. I mean, you have speed at third. You have real good speed. You have the tying runs now. You have the winning or the go-ahead run at home, and he has not challenged him since he threw a fastball by him, and he was late on it.
Three and 2 on PODSEDNIK, 2 in scoring position, and 2 down here in the 4th inning. Big pitch coming here for Tillman. And he's fouled it off.
Yeah, 94. You know, you look at last inning, his most efficient inning. Fly ball to left by Crawford. Fly to right by PEDROIA. Here's that low fastball. Fly ball to left by Gonzalez. All on fastballs.
Oh, just got a piece.
Yep. Well, 94 low and away. Get a lot of people out.
So another 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called at the knees. Huge pitch for Tillman. So Tillman works out of it. A leadoff double, a 2-out walk, second to third, 2 left. Orioles lead at 3-1. Orioles Baseball on Masson is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Chevy Cruze, offering the best highway mileage of any gas engine in America. It is a beautiful night in the Inner Harbor and a great time at the ballpark as the Orioles trying to sweep, and Chris Tillman navigating his way through 4 innings.
Good stuff. Made a great pitch right there. There's Joe Mahoney called up. Wilson Betemit going on the disabled list because of the wrist problems. There you go. Buchholz still in this ball game.
Chris Davis, first ball swinging, fouls it off. Davis, Reynolds, and Machado, who struck out his first at bat, one of 2 strikeouts for Clegg Buchholz, who averages 6 per game.
Yeah, the strikeout of Chris Davis was a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Most velocity we've seen tonight.
Rolls over on the breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
That's like 110 with all the slow stuff and the cutters that he can throw, and curveballs and changeups.
Orioles have won 3 in a row, and they are 7-2 on this homestand. Trying to complete the sweep and then head on to Detroit. A little bit outside, 1-2. Birds are 12-4 in their last 16 games. They're playing their most consistent baseball at the right time of the year. That ball's pulled to first. A big hop for Gonzalez. He'll go to the bag unassisted. And 1 down here in the 4th inning. Here's our SunTrust Inside the Numbers, exploring your financial options. SunTrust can help you find new ways to move forward. Well, coming into the game tonight, here are the numbers for Mark Reynolds against the AL East, 271. The rest of the game's 183. Better on base percentage, better slugging percentage, at-bats per home run down, and the at-bats for RBI fewer as well. So all outstanding numbers within the division. And he has really hit well against Boston.
Yeah, it all started back in May. Got a bunch of fastballs to hit. Yeah, just a big fly, fastball away. In fact, most of the early hits by the Orioles came on fastballs. First 3 in the first inning. And right there, just missed a changeup. Even his first out on Tuesday night was a line drive right to the shortstop, Mike Aviles.
Counts foul, and it's 0-2. Well, there's no doubt about it, in particular, Jim, because of where he bats in the lineup down there in that number 7 spot. If he's on one of these tears, this lineup is much more dangerous because it gives the opposition another power threat that they need to be concerned with.
Well, he had 37 home runs. That's what he usually averages.
Nothing in 2 on him. 1 out, nobody on.
Well, those are the numbers you're talking about. Already 5 home runs.
And a good take inside. That's the other thing. He has a very good batting eye anyway. It's even better now the way he's seen the ball.
No, he can just wait a little bit longer. And that's what hitters tell you. That there's his hitting instructor, Jim Presley.
Check swing at a breaking ball. They appeal to first. He did not swing. Tim Welke says check.
Yeah, a month ago, he'd be flailing at this because this is a good curveball. Watch him follow it and track it all the way. And then, boy, when you have that kind of strength, you can stop the bat.
From 0-2 to 2-2 on Reynolds. Outside, ball 3.
So we've seen cutters, curveballs, changeups, everything but the fastball.
Reluctant against Reynolds. Nice
well,
crowd.
Yeah, he threw, like we said, he threw 26% cutters his last game. He loves that pitch. It gives him a little bit more movement, a little less off the velocity.
3-2 is looped to center field, and that's a base hit past the glove of Ciriaco. He just got it past him. That ball moved on the barrel, but he was able to get it strength-wise into center field for a single.
Yeah, he just fisted it into center field. And when you're that strong, take a look where he hit it on the bat. I mean, it's right up there in the trademark. So, I mean, that's a perfect swing right there with the fister down, following the ball right to the bat head. And then got fortunate. Turns the lineup over, though. I mean, you just get more guys on. You never know. Manny Machado already with the double back in the 2nd inning.
Orioles have had men on in each of their 4 at-bats. Here's Machado. Inside, 1-0. Manny now has 8 base hits since being promoted from Double-A Bowie. And 6 of those hits are extra base hits. He has 2 doubles, 1 triple, and 3 home runs. Just 2 singles.
You know, there have been major league players that have come up and hit better at this level than in the minors. Remember Dwayne Piper, who now works for the Giants? Much better hitter at the big league level.
Buck Showalter was asked that the other day, borderline call there, and Diaz gives it to Buchholz about why that could be. And he said, well, first of all, the major league pitchers, they're around the plate more, so you get good looks. The lights are better. And you have the adrenaline of being there and being called up.
And the adrenaline of wanting to stay there, too.
Right.
That's another factor that comes in.
Ground ball towards short, could be 2. Ciriaco, Pedroia back to first. There's a double play. There's 6-4-3, and that erases the base runner. That is the 3rd double play in this game turned by the Red Sox. Tillman going back to work, 3-1 Birds.
tonight's early runs for the Orioles. Adam Jones double down the right field line after a couple of singles by Hardy and Markakis. PODSEDNIK change up back up the middle as the Red Sox get on the board. And the Orioles' third run, first time up for Mark Reynolds. The big fly straight away center field. And then Cody Ross already with a double, but throws out OMAR QUINTANILLA. Nice tag. At home plate by SALTALAMACCHIAC. Reynolds with a home run. Jones with a couple of RBIs. Chris Tillman, good stuff. But again, a lot of pitches. Using all his pitches, and the pitch count has mounted.
Beautiful night in the Inner Harbor as Tillman trying to get through this 5th inning.
It's going to be cool in Detroit, Jim.
Is that right?
Yes. On Saturday and Sunday.
Better pack a jacket.
I mean, an overcoat? Well, it's going to be like highs of 58, 59. Or the lows, excuse me. Mid-70s.
Oh, that's okay.
Until Cabrera comes up, and then it'll heat up, as hot as he is.
Top of the lineup, ELLSBURY, Crawford, and Pedroia. Inside, a ball and a strike. Tillman needs to get through this inning to qualify for a win. He has now hit 90 pitches.
And John Lackey.
Pop foul out of play. And a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Chris giving up the 4 hits. Only 1, and that was when he got behind Crawford in the back in the first on a fastball. They've hit changeups and cutters, but a high pitch count.
This is inside, 2-2.
Yeah, the Red Sox, when Dennis Martinez, who would end up winning over 246 games when he first started, Yaz used to always say, I know I'm going to get a curveball, because he just wouldn't throw me 3 fastballs.
Line to left field, slicing away from McLouth, a long run, and it bounces foul. Nate with a good effort almost got to it.
Of course, Dennis was throwing 92, 93, 94, but they always knew that he was going to show him a breaking pitch, even. And then, of course, he learned that you don't always have to do that. Hitters kind of tell you. So there's a good fastball. He hits it foul very late on it. We saw it last night with Miguel Gonzalez. He was trying to backdoor a cut fastball to Nick Punto after he threw a ball right by him, and he ended up leading to that 2-run inning. You really have to be aware, and that's one of the things you learn when you're not pitching on the bench, you know, how hitters react to guys' fastballs.
Close pitch, 3-2. Another 3-2 count. ELLSBURY has struck out and flied out. Line to left field. McLouth is in on it. It hangs, and he's got it for the out. And 1 away. One of the things the Orioles are doing a better job, and they'd like to improve on this, is pitching at least 6 innings. Now, here are the starters going 6 innings. Now, the Orioles, they've done it 67 times. You see only 4 teams in Major League Baseball have done that fewer times than the Orioles. However, look at the Orioles' record in games in which their starters have gone at least 6. 52-15. So that leads you to the next part of the equation. If the Orioles starters give them a chance by going 6 innings, they turn the ball over to what you say is the Teflon bullpen.
No, the orange curtain.
Orange curtain. 21.
Teflon too, but
21 wins by the bullpen. The Reds and Rockies each have 23 wins by their bullpen. Oakland 22, and then the Orioles at 21. So there's the formula. And they are better this year than they were last year, the Orioles starters, in getting to the 6th innings.
Well, and they had to sift through a number of starters.
Right.
Jake Arrieta, elbow surgery in the offseason. I thought that after winning 10 games last year that he would come around. There's another fastball. So, yeah, same with Zach Britton. Had shoulder problems early on this year. Won 11 games last year. Wei and Chen comes over from the Japanese league down to Taiwan, and He's won 11 games. Jason Hamill. I was watching Jason Hamill throw today. Boy, what an arm. Just long toss.
Ground ball towards the middle. That's a base hit for Crawford.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't really want to throw him a fastball when he just hit it over the other dugout. Might as well speed up his bat. You just don't have to throw everybody all your pitches. And when they're late on your fastball, and we saw it. And I'm looking at my scorecard. Was that a mirage back in the third? 3 fly balls, all on fastballs. Easy inning.
Well, he's at 100 pitches.
Well, and that's why. He keeps speeding up bats, Jim. That's not a good idea to do.
Here is Pedroia, runner on at first and 1 down. And it's low, 1-0. Tillman has had 6 3-2 counts in this game. He has faced 20 batters. Pedroia is 0 for 2. He has flied out twice. There's a strike on the inside corner. Kevin Gregg beginning to get loose. The Orioles have not turned a double play in this game.
And the Red Sox have 3. So Buchholz now has thrown 25 this year.
Crawford has 3 steals. He's playing in his 28th game since coming off the disabled list. Oh, 0-1 on Pedroia. Line to right center field. Markakis on the run. He's not going to get it. Adam Jones over to cut it off. He wheels and fires back in towards second base. Pedroia hustles in with a double. So here come the Sox. It is second and third and 1 down. Tying runs in scoring position yet again.
Yeah, with the best guy in baseball coming up as far as driving in runners, and that's Adrian Gonzalez.
So Pedroia extends his hitting streak to 11 straight. And here is Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out his first at bat, flied out his second. Crawford and Pedroia second and third, 1 out. Fastball right there for a strike.
Well, there you go. Up and in, up and away, which is surprising. Even low and away, 270. I think that was Ted Williams used to say that was a 230 zone for him.
Now back 0-2.
Well, the one thing that I've seen with Chris Tillman, he can get his game face on pretty well. And only a 24-year-old right-hander still learning how to pitch at this level. This is not always about how hard you throw the ball or your stuff. It's just understanding what you need to do. And we've already seen it was Nick Punto. It wasn't a guy who came in hitting .407 runners in scoring position, but he struck him out when he needed to.
And the 0-2, it bounces all the way back to the screen. A run will score, and the tying run gets to third. Crawford comes in on the wild pitch. It's a 3-2 game.
Again, it's just a curveball that bounces out in front. It actually almost like it knocks Max. Watch this ball come way up. It's about a 58er and knocked the mask off. And the helmet. I think it got the underneath of the helmet. Ball bounced so far out in front of home plate.
Well, 1-2 on Gonzalez with Pedroia now at third. Another one in the dirt.
Well, good catchers. Rick Dempsey said, hey, just throw it. I mean, you want to throw it down. You want to try to strike him out. But the good catcher, if you get it at least to the home plate, Demper, Wieters, they think they're going to keep the ball in front of them.
And a foul ball. He just got a piece. And Tillman trying to get through this inning, trying to hold the lead. There's the tying run, Pedroia at third.
Yeah, he's right at this first game back. That was that Seattle game all the way into the 9th inning. 125 pitches. 116 in his third start up here.
The 2-2 is low, ball 3. Wow.
I think Gonzalez almost thought he was like he didn't know the count. I think he thinks he walked. Or did he think he struck out? Ball right around the kneecaps.
So from 0-2 to 3-2 again. And the payoff pitch. Fly ball to center field. Jones in on it. Pedroia will tag. Here's Jones. Here's Pedroia. Here's the throw to the plate. Wieters tag. He is safe. And the sac fly ties the game.
Well, a lot of drama. Gonzalez does exactly what he wants to, which is to get a ball in the air, if not getting a base hit. And the throw just a shade off. A little bit to the right. You can see Dustin Pedroia able to get if it's about 3 feet off, and almost gets him.
So the wild pitch, the difference in this inning, that got Pedroia to third, where he scores on the fly ball out. And Tillman will leave and will pitch to a no decision. So the Red Sox have come back to tie it, 2 in the 5th. Kevin Gregg coming on at Camden Yards.
They're trying to win for the 6th time. Some good pitches, some good curveballs and changeups. Fastball to SALTALAMACCHIAC right there. PODSEDNIK freezes him. So he will get a no decision. A little frustrating. Probably better stuff than, but they work the pitch count. And Kevin Gregg will come on in this tie ball game.
Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, 0-1 on Cody Ross. Tillman 7-3-2 counts in this game.
Well, you pointed out the fact that he got ahead a lot of hitters, and those counts would get full. And that's kind of a dual-edged sword in a sense, Jim, because what happens is you get ahead and then you don't finish your breaking balls with strikes, which he did, and then they take the close pitches. kind of a combination of both of them.
Inside. And 2-1.
Yeah, one of those nights where he looked like didn't use the changeup as often. Talking about Chris Tillman. So now it's up to Kevin Gregg in the bullpen.
2-1. Outside ball 3. Kevin has not worked since last Thursday. It's been a week. First game against Kansas City, went an inning and a third, allowed a run on 2 hits. Hard hit ball past Machado in the left field for a base hit. So there's a 2-out base hit. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. Lowest bullpen ERA this season in the month of August. And the Orioles have the 4th best in the major leagues. Braves, Rays, Royals, and the Orioles at 1.40. On the homestand, the Orioles team ERA out of the bullpen 0.56. And that's how you go 7-2. Here's SALTALAMACCHIAC, who is 0 for 2. There's a strike in the outside corner. Strikeout and a ground out for SALTALAMACCHIAC. Orioles employ the shift on him, and he hit right into the shift to Hardy his last at bat. Foul back 0-2.
We talk so much about what teams try to do. Well, they get Tillman out of there, and then you try to get into the middle of the bullpen. Oriole bullpen pretty good, with a couple of exceptions over the last 2.5, 3 months. Kevin Gregg has really been good. 4 runs in New York against the Yankees inflated his ERA, but he's pitched well, and he's done pretty much anything Buck Showalter asked him to do.
He even offered at one time this year to start.
But a veteran pitcher that has been known for nibbling. He doesn't give in. He's going to cut it, sink it.
Foul that a play. Count holds 1-2 on SALTALAMACCHIAC.
And 19 of his 20 home runs hitting from this side of the plate.
Reynolds holding the bag on Cody Ross. He'll draw a throw. Boston has gone 3 up and 3 down just once in this game. And they have chased the starter in the 5th. And the 1-2 is fouled off.
Yeah, good pitch. And again, I mean, this is what the Red Sox has done all night. That was a good little off-speed changeup, and here at SALTALAMACCHIAC just flicked it foul. Easy to swing through that pitch.
Chris Tillman hurt himself with 2 wild pitches in the 2 innings in which the Red Sox have scored.
No, that and the you go back to the Punto walk after back in the 2nd inning. 4 straight pitches.
Outside 2-2.
And they able to get their first run in that inning.
Showalter with Rick Adair on the bench. Just outside, ball 3.
Backdoor cutter. Hope he gives up on it. Just missed.
Buck looking at Laz Diaz there. Ross will be off with the pitch. 3-2 with 2 down. There he goes, and it's inside ball 4. So Gregg has come on, allowed a base hit, and now walk.
All the way from 0-2. And again, just It's not that he's wild, it's just that he will not give in. But again, at the end of the day, you can nibble all you want. You still have to throw the ball over the plate. And Chris had trouble doing that. He'd get ahead quickly and then try to go to his secondary pitches and didn't have great command of them. Or they'd get hit.
Punto takes a strike 0-1.
Because we've seen Kevin Gregg this year. He's come up with a curveball. That was it. Last year was pretty much fastball, cutter, changeup. Well, he's got all the pitches.
Boston 2 runs in, 2 men on now with 2 down. Strike 2. Well, he gets ahead of Punto 0-2 as he got ahead of SALTALAMACCHIAC 0-2. Ross, SALTALAMACCHIAC, first and second, 2 down. Ground ball pulled to second. Quintanilla is right there. He'll get it to first, and the inning ends. The Red Sox do score 2, but the Orioles prevent them from getting the lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Brand new game tied at 3. Boston with 2 in the top half of the inning here to tie the game at 3. Jim Hunter and Jim Palmer. Orioles getting the Buchholz early, couldn't put him away. He's hung around, and the Red Sox have done the opposite to Tillman. They've chased him out of the game.
Yeah, Buchholz is gone. What a country. I give up all these hits. Markakis hadn't bunted since 2007. He bunts into a double play. He's gotten 3 double plays tonight already, and again, his pitch count very efficient. Tillman out of the ball game. I like the Oriole bullpen, though. Right. It's going to have to stretch it out a little bit because, you know, Chris' pitch count got at, about 109 early on. So anybody's game, and we all know how important of a game this is for the Orioles. You're going to face Justin Verlander in Detroit tomorrow night. You'd love to win tonight. Yeah, the Orioles allowing Boston to tie the score at 3. Well, the Red Sox got 2 men on after 2 men down, and they were not able to get the lead. So Buchholz will go back to work here in the bottom of the 5th. Still a lot of work to do for him, and the Orioles will look to get that lead back. The right-hander will go to work against Omar Quintanilla, then turn the lineup over for Markakis and Hardy. Omar drew a walk his first at-bat.
So he's about, a little under 13 pitches an inning. Right around there, which is what he usually does. And that's what the double play ball does.
Quintanilla has had a real good homestand, 9 base hits and 6 RBIs. Strike taken. Quintanilla thought it was low.
He's been able to work pitchers into counts that allow him to drive the ball, where he can look for fastballs and a couple of home runs. Did it against Hochever, did it against Beckett.
And a bouncer foul towards Wayne Kirby, 1-2.
See, what Buchholz does so well, I mean, he did struggle early on in the first 2 innings, is that when you go up to home plate to hit off, he'll throw any pitch in any count, and he's able to throw them for strikes. And that's the difference, maybe 3-4 years of Buchholz over Chris Tillman. It's great to throw them, but can you command them?
Fly ball center field. Back on to PODSEDNIK, but he has it in range. And grabs it for the out and one away here in the Oriole fifth. Our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. And how about 29-year-old Zach Clark? Since being promoted to AAA, he's gone 4-1. He won last night. And his ERA 1.03, 26 in the third innings, 24 hits, just 7 walks, 20 strikeouts. He now has 14 wins combined at Bowie and Norfolk, more than any other pitcher in the Orioles minor league system. And he's out of UMBC right there in Catonsville. And signed with the Orioles as a non-drafted free agent. So sometimes guys are late bloomers, and maybe Zach Clark is at the age of 29.
Yeah, it was 10-9 last year at Bowie as he worked his way up. Boy, he's been around all the way since 2006.
Markakis right to Gonzalez at first. He'll play the hop and flip it to Buchholz. And 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning. The Mid-Atlantic Sports Report is back tomorrow, 5 until 6:30. You can join Dave Johnson, Rob Long, and Jim Duquette. They'll have all the latest Orioles news and notes and the headlines from around the major leagues. That's tomorrow at 5, right here on MASN. Luis Ayala now getting loose for the Birds. Greg was able to finish off the 5th. There's J.J. Hardy. He's had a good night. Let's see how Buchholz pitches him this time.
Well, he's gotten 2 hits, but if you take your druthers, if you're Clay Buchholz, you want him hitting singles to right or home runs to left. And I think the answer is what he's done. I mean, but the great thing to me about J.J. Hardy is when he starts hitting the ball the other way, he too is staying on the ball, able to wait a little bit longer because he doesn't do that often. Right field is kind of foreign territory for him most of the time. Now, he did hit 2 home runs. We talked about that May start. He hit 2 of the home runs off the Buchholz. One on a breaking ball and one on a fastball. So Clay Buchholz is certainly aware where the ball has to be for him to drive it. So there you go. 15 all year, 2 of them tonight to right field.
Off speed pitch.
Yeah.
2-1.
Fastball count, changeup.
Two-one pitch outside, ball 3. We're talking about that draft in 2005 in which the Red Sox got the 5 supplemental picks because they lost the 3 free agents. In the new basic agreement, that doesn't happen anymore. Trip Norton was trying to explain to me exactly how it works now, and it's somewhat complicated, but you don't get those extra picks just for losing a free agent. Inside, nearly hit him, ball 4. So there's a 2-out walk.
Yeah, that's pitching very carefully. And again, you got a guy that hit 30 home runs last year, Nate McLouth. No offense, but tie ball game. You were down 3-1 at one point. Now give it in to J.J. Hardy. It was kind of a calculated pitch around.
2 of the pitches nearly hit him. So here's Nate. Grounded out to second base and struck out. With McLouth, you always have to be aware of the bunt, even though he's in that number 3 spot. Hardy is not a threat to run. A small lead off first. And he got a pitch, and he was out in front of it. And a long foul and 0-1.
Yeah, that's a cutter. When you throw that cut fastball, it just keeps coming at you, and if you don't hook it foul, you're going to break the bat.
Well, the Orioles trying for a 2-out rally here. They get the walk to Hardy. Adam Jones waits on deck if McLouth can keep it going. Inside, nearly hit him.
There's another one. Another cut fastball. You drive a guy off the plate, and then that certainly established the outside corner. It just makes the ball in the corner look like it's about another foot outside. Buchholz throws the ball like we used to throw the wiffle ball in the backyard. Everything's, when he's on his game, is moving and cutting and hooking, and See, there's your fastball away. So if you never pitch in, that ball's pretty much down the middle. But because you get a hitter to dance, you see that with Rafael Palmeiro. They'd throw the ball at his back ankle and then try to go soft away.
McLouth is a gap-to-gap hitter, so if you throw it out there, that's the way he'll go. But now he's down in the count 1-2. They play him pretty much straight away. PODSEDNIK in center, maybe a few steps towards the left center gap. Inside, 2-2. McLouth checking out DeMarlo Hale just in case.
Yeah, home run test sign. He gets flashed on the home run sign.
I didn't know they had that one. 2-2 with 2 down.
I don't think he's given him anything else. 2-2 with 2 outs, but I'll check with him on the plane.
And a chopper towards first. Gonzalez is there. He'll go to the bag unassisted, and BUCHOLZ gets the out, and he gets out of the inning. 2-out walk, a man left. We're through 5, heading to the 6th in a 3-3 game. Join us again tomorrow. More O's action. It's game 1 of a 3-game series against the Tigers in Detroit. It'll be Tommy Hunter on the mound. He'll go against Justin Verlander. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by Jeep, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. So the Tigers at 63-55. They're 2-1 against the Orioles on the year. That series right after the All-Star break here at Camden Yards. Miguel Cabrera, Jim talked about him, 327, 30 home runs, 103 RBIs. And Brendan Bosch, who was struggling and rumored to be heading back to AAA when the Tigers were here, well, he turned it around against the Orioles in that series. 5 out of 12 with a couple of doubles and 3 RBIs. Verlander, Porcello, and Fister are the expected starters against the Birds.
And Luis Ayala comes on, got his 4th win. You can see his record at 4-3 just on Sunday. So the veteran comes in. Yeah, Bosch still frustrating Jim Leland. They have a nice little team. Of course, Victor Martinez out all year long with a knee injury, so they certainly miss him with his what he hit about 330 with 100 and some RBIs last year. So there you go, the speedster starting off for the Red Sox.
Pedro CIRIACO, PODSEDNIK on deck, then ELLSBURY. In fact, 3 consecutive guys who can run coming up here against Ayala. And a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, outside corner. Yeah, the key for Luis, and we've seen him do it. Establish strike 1 and then just expand the zone. And then, of course, the Tuesday night had a little extra velocity against the Red Sox. And there's that sinker down and in. Everything's moving. Short arm. You don't see it very well. Hitters say ball just kind of jumps on you.
Well, the Orioles have been getting outstanding consistency and outstanding performances from the bullpen. Luis Ayala in his last 10 games, Jim, has allowed just 1 run.
Yeah, when he struggles, he set a strike one, it's ball one, and he gets behind. He'd like to start the ball on the corners of the plate and let it run off, not have to pitch more for the middle. And when you get behind, you have to do that.
And he got him. He chased on 0-2.
Well, there it is. That's the formula. Young hitter, deceptive, wily old veteran. Well, I won't say old veteran, but a wily veteran. And gets him to wave at a good breaking ball off the plate.
One of the senior members of the staff.
How old is Luis? Like 34? That's young.
It's young for me. Here's PODSEDNIK, and it's low 1-0. PODSEDNIK drove in the first run.
He is 34. It's just a little bit from where I went to high school.
Look at that. He slapped it the other way right down the line. Machado was wide of the bag. And with his speed, he'll cruise to second with a double.
Well, we've already seen a changeup that he hit up the middle. That's what he does. And then why not? Yeah, the guys that pound it in the ground and run. And Scott PODSEDNIK's one of them.
What I don't understand about that trade that Arizona made with Boston, where they got Albers and PODSEDNIK, and Breslow came here back to Boston. When PODSEDNIK, who was playing well for the Red Sox, got to Arizona, they immediately tried to outright him. They didn't even want him, so why include him in the deal? It didn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's why the Red Sox got him back. What they wanted was Albers. And the Red Sox wanted somebody in their bullpen because a couple of their lefties have had to start that were in the bullpen early on.
ELLSBURY out in front of it, pulls it foul. And the Orioles bullpen second best in the American League. Their combined ERA 2.94. And as we showed you earlier, 21 of the Orioles' 64 victories belong to relievers. Ayala checks PODSEDNIK outside, 1-1. It's a strange game, Jim. ELLSBURY, who has a 38-game hitting streak against the Orioles, the longest active streak ever against the Orioles in their franchise history, is the only hitter in this lineup tonight that has not contributed.
Well, it's early. He just missed a 3-run home run on a changeup. Ooh, way inside. Yeah, you will not see the real JACOBY ELLSBURY till he has a whole offseason to strengthen that front arm. That's the one that had the subluxation, and I've seen 2 balls in this series that seems like he got to. Last year those balls would have gone out when he hit 32 home runs. And of course here he doesn't have to hit a home run. They keep hitting doubles tonight and getting into scoring position.
There are 4 doubles for the Sox on the night. 2-1 is low on the check swing, ball 3. Boy, did they work the count. PODSEDNIK protecting that hand. It's a funky looking glove. 3-1 on ELLSBURY. And a chopper foul, and it will stay foul on the grass. So another full count to a Red Sox batter. Chris Tillman started, went 4 2/3. The pitch count got him 110 pitches. Just 3 runs on 6 hits. Kevin Gregg pitched the 3rd, and now Ayala. PODSEDNIK the go-ahead run at second with 1 down. Ayala was making ELLSBURY wait, so ELLSBURY stepped out again. And the 3-2 is rolled foul, protecting the inner corner on that breaking ball. Both these teams on the move after the game. Boston to New York City. They have a 3-game series with the Yankees this weekend. Texas beat the Yankees today 10-6. The Orioles will fly to Detroit to begin a 6-game road trip. 3 games in Detroit, 3 games in Texas.
Another exam of sorts.
Ayala ready to deal, and the 3-2. Outside, I guess, looked pretty good. Ball 4. So ELLSBURY down to first with 1 down. Fans, pick up the new edition of Orioles Magazine and Kids Magazine your next trip here to the ballpark. The O's Magazine includes a feature on Adam Jones, Wei-Yin Chen, the Orioles Legend Celebration Series, along with inside information about your favorite Orioles you won't find anywhere else. And the new edition of the Orioles Kids Magazine has articles, puzzles, and games for all the young Birds fans. And it's a perfect souvenir for your child's first trip to the ballpark. So pick one up either here at Camden Yards or go online at Orioles.com. So first and second with 1 down, and here is Carl Crawford. Counts are foul 0-1. Crawford has doubled and he has singled. Mentioned he was the one hitter in the lineup that had an extensive history with Chris Tillman. He is now 9 for 17 in his career against Chris with his 2 hits tonight. Tied at 3 here in the 6th. Now back 0-2. So Ayala gets ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. There have been 2 prominent counts in this game. 0-2 and 3-2. As the Red Sox hitters, they fall behind, but they don't panic. They have the ability to work the count.
Well, they also have the ability to hit the ball to the opposite field, and we've seen that all night long.
And the 0-2 down and away, wouldn't chase. Ayala worked last night a 1/3 of an inning. He worked in 2 games against Kansas City and picked up a win in the game on Sunday. Looked foul the other way.
Yeah, what do we want to do? You know, better away, better changing speeds. Doesn't come into lefties that often. Where can we go to get Crawford out? And that's what they try to decide. Only 5 at-bats lifetime. Carl Crawford off Luis, 1 for 5.
And he fouls off another one out there. So Crawford can't turn it around and put it in play, but Ayala can't get him out.
Well, he doesn't walk much coming into this game, and 99 at-bats, 3 walks. I remember when he first came up, he would swing it. He was so raw, he would swing at balls in almost the other side of the white line in the right-hander's batter's box. Had to learn coming up to the big leagues with the Rays so early, the strike zone. I mean, he would literally swing at balls over here.
So the count holding at 1-2. And it's outside, 2-2. He's working the count. About to see his 7th pitch. Another 0-2 count that's now 2-2. And a chopper toward short. Hardy, Quintanilla back to first, not nearly in time. Crawford gets down the line.
Yeah, does he ever.
2 down on the force play. And Crawford finally retired. Boston with runners on the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, no way to turn the double play. J.J. Hardy would make sure he gets the good hop. So he kind of took a half step back.
So Crawford replaces ELLSBURY at first. And Ayala now will go to work on Pedroia. Boston has had base runners in 5 of their 6 at-bats. And they have had multiple base runners in 4 of their 6 at-bats. Yep, we're tied 3-3. There's a strike right in there, 0-1. That one looked like a screwball. It broke the other way.
He does turn it over. And Pedroia with a double and triple the first night in. Another double to right center field. PODSEDNIK's poked one the other way. Ross has gone the other way. PODSEDNIK with another base hit up the middle. And then he aired out.
Vicious cut there, and he fouled it off. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, that was. Of course, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that is a very low number for Dustin Pedroia. And if you've been following his year, he did have a slight tear of a ligament in his right thumb and played right through it.
Yeah, he did go on the DL, but only for 15 days. And as soon as he was eligible, he came back.
They had to shackle him and put him on the DL.
Right. So Ayala gets ahead of another hitter, 0-2. First and third. Crawford runs. Pitches high, and WIETERSC holds on to the ball. So Crawford will steal the bag. His 4th. That is the 2nd stolen base in this game. And each have come with runners at first and third and 2 down.
Yeah, Bobby Valentine just said it. He said our stats are good. We just got to get hits with runner in scoring position, and didn't do it on Tuesday night. Boy, does a game change when you get the big hits. We've seen that all year long with the Orioles. Yeah, they hit home runs, but when they hit with runners in scoring position, those runs go even higher.
Well, from 0-2 to 2-2. Bouncer towards third. That is a foul ball. Manny Machado gives the baseball to a fan. Has to be incredibly frustrating for a pitcher when you're making good pitches. They can't put them in play, but they keep fouling them off.
Well, you're right, and there are nights when that just happens all the time. And what happens, you get ahead. Kansas City, the old Royal team with Willie Wilson and Brett and McRae and Al Cowens and Amos Otis and all those guys. You'd be 0-2, and the next thing you know, it'd be 3-2 because they kept trying to make good pitches, and then you'd have to come a little bit more into the middle of the plate, and they'd be waiting.
And a bouncer slowly into third. Tough play from Machado, and he can't make the play, and the Sox get the lead. Pedroia puts it in play towards third, a swinging bunt almost. Machado knew he had to hurry, and he couldn't glove it.
Yeah, he wasn't going to throw him out anyway.
That's an infield hit and an RBI, 4-3 Boston.
Yeah, just a earth burner, and playing really deep because there's two strikes and 2 outs, and then the ball just comes up just a little bit off the heel of the glove. And not only does it get the Red Sox the lead, it gets Gonzalez to the plate. And leads the world with runners in scoring position.
So first and third again with 2 down. Line drive, base hit, right field. Here's Crawford to score a 2-run inning and a 5-3 Boston lead. A 2 RBI night for Gonzalez. So 82 RBIs for Gonzalez, 37 since the All-Star break. And Matt Lindstrom now begins to get loose in the 6th inning. Ayala's allowed 4 base runners to reach and 2 to score, and there's another base hit. This one off the bat of Ross. Being sent around is Pedroia. Here's the throw towards the plate, not in time. Machado cuts it off, and they'll get Gonzalez at third to end the inning. But a big, big inning for the Red Sox as they come through with 3 consecutive run-scoring hits. We're led to the bottom of the 6th. Red Sox with a 6-3 lead. The 2013 Orioles Pet Calendar presented by Southwest Airlines is here. The 15-month calendar features your favorite birds posing with their favorite dogs and cats. The proceeds benefit Orioles Reach and Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. To get your copy, visit the Orioles team store at Oriole Park or order a copy at Orioles.com. Well, it was a 3-run inning for the Red Sox and a 6-3 lead. As Clay Buchholz tested early.
Yeah, well, again, plus pitches, and he's commanding, and they let him get off the hook in the 2nd. So, again, we talked about one of our keys to the game, roller coaster support early on before the All-Star game, over almost 8 runs a game, and since only 3.18, so they doubled that up tonight, and they equaled it in 1 inning.
Buchholz allowed 2 runs in the first. The Orioles left a runner stranded at third base. That was Jones. They had a run in first and second, nobody out in the second. Couldn't add another run, and 3 double plays have helped Buchholz. Off speed pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Adam has doubled a drive in 2, and he has been hit by a pitch. Called strike 3. So strikeout number 3 and 1 away.
Yeah, right down the middle because of all the other pitches. Couple of hooks. And then a 2-seamer knee high right in the middle of the plate.
No, he has struck out 3 now. He has walked 2. And here's Matt Wieters. Matt has bounced out to first and then grounded into an inning-ending double play in the third. First ball swinging, fouls it off. Wieters has hit 3 home runs on the homestand. He does not have a home run in this series.
Yeah, got the big base hit off of last night on the off of Aaron Cook. And the ball sliced down into the left field corner.
You really have to admire, Matt, how often he plays. Teagarden has started only 2 games in the last 17 Oriole games. 0-2 the count on Wieters. 1 out, nobody on. Strike 3 called right there. Back-to-back called strike 3s and 2 down here in the 6th inning. Our O's Extra postgame tune-in brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, Tom Davis and Rick Dempsey, they're standing by. They'll break it down. You'll hear from the skipper, Buck Showalter, his postgame press conference, player interviews from the Orioles clubhouse, and more. That's O's Extra postgame presented by PNC following the game. Here's Chris Davis, who has had a tough night and a tough series. Fouls it off the other way. Chris is now just 4 for 34 on the homestand. Two outs and nobody on. And a roller foul. So Davis down in the count 0-2.
So a strike throwing machine.
And very pitch efficient.
Twelve pitches in that 2nd inning. Home run, double, base on balls, bunt, double play, single. Or actually out. No, single. And
runner out at the plate.
At the plate by Cody Ross. There you go. All that at only 12 pitches.
And Davis goes down on strikes again. That's twice on the night for Chris. And Buchholz, after his team gets him the lead, strikes out the side. We head to the 7th, 6-3 Boston. For the Saturday, August 25th game, as Mike Messina and Rich Dower will be inducted into the Orioles Hall of Fame. The special pregame ceremonies begin at 6:30 as the Birds will battle the Blue Jays that night at 7:05. You can get your tickets in advance and save by calling 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. It's always a big event, one of the more important events in the franchise's calendar year. The Hall of Fame inductions, and there's Matt Lindstrom.
Yeah, Matt has been throwing the ball very well. Try to keep the score right where it is. Health problems early on. Ligament in the middle finger of his throwing hand. And hit by a line drive, so feeling a lot better. Orioles aren't feeling a lot better about the scoreboard, so the only way you can stay in there, got to shut down the Red Sox that are having a nice little offensive night with 6 run and 11 hit.
SALTALAMACCHIAC has struck out, grounded out, and he drew a walk in the 5th inning. Waves at the breaking ball, 0-1. Tough night for Luis Ayala, who works just 1 inning, allows 3 runs on 4 hits. He had no trouble getting ahead. He had a lot of trouble putting him away.
Yeah, got a little unlucky because of the, made a real good pitch to the Pedroia, the infield roller. But that turns that whole inning around, and can't control that. Some other pitches, maybe a little bit more in the plate, but the Red Sox they're not 3rd in the American League in runs scored if you can't hit. And they've shown why. The first night, 1 for 10. A lot of guys on base, just couldn't get them in. Tonight, a little bit different story.
Oh, 2, call the ball, 1-2. Lindstrom, the 4th Oriole pitcher to come on in this game. That ball's ripped to right field on a 1-2 pitch. Markakis plays it off the wall. SALTALAMACCHIAC will have to hold with a long single.
Yeah, good slider he swings through, and the one that's not quite as good he's able to get to. Well, we saw it last night. He loves the ball down on the inside part of the plate. He can get on that pitch with the best of them.
So the Red Sox now with 12 base hits.
I wouldn't be surprised if Punto doesn't try to get him into scoring position. Of course, maybe not because it's a hot night, but you'd think he'd be trying to do that. One of Ron Gardenhire's, when he played for the Twins, favorite players, because he could pick it at 3rd. He could do the little things like bunt. Switch hitter, a little bit of speed.
SALTALAMACCHIAC at first, leadoff single. Fastball's high, 1-1. SALTALAMACCHIAC runs, and it's lined foul the other way down the line. So you have the lead. You can increase your strategy, and you play hit and run with your catcher as the base runner. And Punto at least did his job by fouling it off.
Well, that Bobby Valentine, and you got to know your players, and he's a contact guy. So you can put Jarrod SALTALAMACCHIAC into motion because you figure he's going to be able, regardless of where the ball is, put a swing on it.
And he got him. It's a fastball by him for a strikeout, 1 away.
Yeah, just a little express at 95 and right in the middle of the plate, but that little extra, which is what Matt Lindstrom has.
That is the 7th strikeout by Oriole pitching. There's Pedro CIRIACO. He has an infield hit. He has walked. He's stolen a base, and he has struck out. Boston has scored 5 unanswered runs to get the lead. 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and a throw to first chasing SALTALAMACCHIAC. He does not have a stolen base on the year. Breaking balls low, 1-0.
Well, the first 2 games, it's all been for the Orioles about 5-run innings. When I look at the scoreboard, Jim, they're 1 5-run inning away.
Yes. Well, you got to get to the good ones early, and the Orioles had a lot of chances earlier on to add to their lead. They did get 3 off Buchholz, but it could have been and or should have been more, and Buchholz wiggled out of it. Foul ball straight down at the plate. 1-1.
Well, there's nothing to say that Nick Markakis was going to, with a runner at second and a runner at first with nobody out, and was going to get a base hit. But the bunt was so unconventional. But again, maybe he was bunting for a base hit. It's just that he doesn't do it very often. And it backfired. And it allowed Buchholz to get out of that inning and straighten him. Now, he would give up a solo home run in the next inning, but meanwhile, the Red Sox were doing their thing against Chris Tillman with a pitch count.
Yeah, and in the first inning, Jones doubled with 1 down to drive in 2, and he was left stranded. SALTALAMACCHIAC runs, popped up. Hardy backs up, and he'll put it away for the out and 2 down. And back to first goes SALTALAMACCHIAC. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. And here is Scott PODSEDNIK for his 4th at bat. The Orioles have 3 hitters who have only batted twice in this game. Strike 1. Lindstrom may be asked to go 2 innings here. Blew it by him. 0-2.
No, he does have a power arm, and but when I met him this spring, I said, I've been reading about you because living in South Florida, we pitched for the Marlins, and he was a guy that threw 100.
And a liner to center field. Jones back on it, and Adam has it for the out, and Lindstrom gets out of it. Leadoff hit, 1 left, 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. Red Sox with a 6-3 lead. They about hit the Orioles 12-7, and Birds still have time in this game, Jim, trying to come back down by 3 innings to go. But Clay Buchholz is getting stronger as the game has gone on.
Yeah, game of momentum, and as we talk in the 2nd inning, it looked like they really had him on the ropes. He came into this game as good as any pitcher in baseball. 6 out of his last 7 decisions. In the last 11 starts, the ERA right around 2 runs a game. So they did that, talking about getting runs on the board. In the first 3 innings, they had 3. But again, Tillman, if you ask Chris, he'd say probably had pretty good stuff, didn't have good command out of the game early, and then they get to Luis Ayala. And that's how you get to be 6-3.
Yeah, the Red Sox have had so many patient at-bats in this game in which they fell behind in the count, somehow got it even or even got ahead at 3-2, and then able to put the ball in place, spoiling those good pitchers' pitches.
Well, that's what they do. And, obviously the game not over, so you just hope you need to get Buchholz out of the game somewhere.
So Mark Reynolds will lead off as we go to the bottom of the 7th against Buchholz. Talk about a shutdown inning after his team got him the lead in the top of the 6th. He not only struck out the side in the bottom of the 6th, he did it on 9 pitches. 3 consecutive 3-pitch strikeouts. Breaking ball, Reynolds takes.
He's not messing around. Throwing all his pitches for strikes.
Mark's had a good game, home run and a single.
And a good series, as you see. Hitting over 500 with 3 home runs.
And a pop-up shallow right. And on the ball is Cody Ross. And he's there for the out. And one away here in the Orioles' 7th inning. The Orioles and the long ball, you see here's the updated total, 147, 82 of those solos, 44 2-run shots, 19 Earl Weavers, and a couple of grand slams, one by Davis, one by Wieters. Orioles, the home run has been so important. They are 56-29 in games in which they homer, 8-24 in games in which they don't. Manny Machado is 1 out of 2, a double and a double play ground out. Breaking balls high, 1-0. 5 in a row retired by Buchholz. And 8 of the last 9. Ball 2, breaking ball low.
3 runs is really not anything.
The Orioles have had that flair for the dramatic to come back in games. Ball 3 low.
And they can dissipate pretty quickly.
Yeah, Machado takes ball 4. How about that? Strikes out the side of 9 pitches in the 6th, and after an easy out to begin the 7th, a 4-pitch walk. Time for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game or the candidates. Adam Jones, a 2-run double. Mark Reynolds, a 2-hit game, including a solo home run. Or Dustin Pedroia, who has 2 hits and his RBI infield hit in the 6th, got Boston the lead. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard, A, B, or C, to 31826. Steve Johnson beginning to get loose in the Oriole bullpen. But Showalter said before the game that he was not needed tonight. He was scheduled to start on Saturday.
Well, he might be throwing for that start. You don't know. We'll wait and see.
Quintanilla shows bunt and takes a strike.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to fake that bunt or bunt on the first pitch. And Punto was about a couple of steps behind third. He'll come in even with the grass. So the intent is to bring him in and maybe hit it by him. Well, they'll certainly need to get guys on base and then figure out a way to get him in.
Good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, really good changeup. Well, it just makes your fastball that much better. And then you throw the curveball and the cutter in there.
Omar has enjoyed his new ballpark. It's down to the count 0-2. And a foul. He just got a piece. Wow. Off the shin guard, it looked like a SALTALAMACCHIAC. Omar has walked and flied out. He has 9 hits on the homestand. And the 0-2 is outside, a ball and 2 strikes. If Quintanilla gets on, it turns the lineup over with Markakis on deck coming up as the tying run. One and 2 on Quintanilla. Machado at first, 1 down. And he got him. Wow, what a pitch on the outer part of the plate. 2 down.
Yeah, a little extra. Close enough where you have to protect. And then the movement gets him. Watch him pull down. And you can see that ball just run. There's your 2-seam fastball. Great life. Not the bad velocity at 92.
That's a strike when you recognize it and start to swing, and then it's sailed outside.
Well, that's movement. Location and movement. And Clay Buchholz didn't have it early. Boy, his fastball was about as straight as a string early. But he certainly made the appropriate adjustments. Having a Mike Messina night, nobody better than struggling early, which didn't happen on a whole lot of occasions, and then figuring out what he needed to do to get right.
Want to know on Markakis, who let that off-speed pitch go by. And a foul back, cued the other way, 1-1. Nick singled his first at bat, tried to bunt in the second and bunted into a double play, and then bounced out to first base in the 5th, so he is 1 out of 3. Nick 3 for 24 in the last 7 games on this homestand after a real good Seattle series. And he rolls it foul the other way. So Buchholz gets ahead 1-2. The Orioles are 11 above 500 for the first time since June 18th. They were trying to go 12 above for the first time since June 17th, the day before, when they were 39-27. Buchholz, a long look at Machado. And a foul back just below us.
Yeah, Boston with 61 losses. I mean, this was about as big a game as they've had, and they certainly have to right the ship in a sense. And Buchholz has done that. You know, they just need to get Beckett and Lester pitching well, and go on some kind of run.
Down holding 1-2 on Markakis. Breaking ball, fly ball to left. Right there is Carl Crawford. And he puts it away. So a 1-out walk and 1 left as Buchholz has pitched through 7. We'll head to the 8th at Camden Yards. 6-3 Boston. far, Juan has won a total of $1,200 from the Maryland Lottery. For your chance to be the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs and enter your non-winning ticket codes at mdlottery.com/strikeitRich. Steve Johnson, who was scheduled to start on Saturday in Detroit, comes on here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, there's your the 1-0 record. And he struck out 9 in 6 innings. There are the total. More strikeouts than innings pitched, less hits, half as many walks. You can see righties hitting 600. There were 8 left-handers in the lineup the night by Seattle. So I told him, well, now you can get lefties out. Let's get some righties out. Jesus Montero was the right-handed hitter. Had a couple of hits that night. It's a nice little test for the youngster. Top of the order.
He'll go to work on JACOBY, ELLSBURY, Crawford, and PEDROIA will follow. A little bit low, 1-0. Steve made his first major league start, the 3rd game against Seattle. That was last Wednesday. 6 innings, 2 runs on 6 hits, and then he was sent down. The Orioles brought up a reliever, Sokolovich, who has since been sent down. And we'll see how this may affect his potential start on Saturday. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-2.
67. 90 to 67 for a strike. Yeah, very simple windup.
And he got him.
And a changeup.
So ELLSBURY, who against the Orioles, 0 for 4 with a walk. And as he bats here in the 8th inning.
Well, this is rather simplistic. Just throw all your pitches over.
And get him out in front with a changeup.
Well, he saw them all. Didn't get the changeup, and it was a good one. That was a strike. It's kind of nice when you just throw your fastball for the outside corner and it actually is a strike. All the hours, all the bullpen sessions allow you to do that. Both sides of the plate, take a little off. Curveball, hard to throw over, but so you throw it when you're ahead in the count. Always have the change-up in your back pocket.
That ball's ripped to right. Right there is Markakis and 2 down. So Johnson gets 2 quick outs. Fans, you can follow the Orioles with the MLB.com AtBat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile with live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text AtBat to 31826 or visit Orioles.com for all the details.
And then when you hang a slider, have them hit it right at somebody. There you go.
PEDROIA takes a breaking ball in the dirt. PEDROIA right in the middle of 2 rallies. He doubled and scored in the 5th when Boston tied it. He scored the tying run. And then he drove in the go-ahead run and scored an insurance run later in that inning. Buchholz staying loose on the bench. Late on the swing, 2-1.
Yeah, he's trying to hit it all the way to New York. I asked him yesterday, did you ever hit a pop-up? You ever pop up? And he goes, not very often. Kind of like Boggs. Wade Boggs one year said he popped up twice all year long. That was on that run where he... Well,
so either a ground out, line drive, or a fly out.
Yeah, but he just didn't pop up. And he didn't swing as hard as PEDROIA. If he did, he'd hit 30 home runs every year.
2-2 outside, ball 3.
Yeah, Buck Showalter said when he had him in New York, that Orioles skipper said that he would have put him up in a home run hitting contest against anybody. Because at 5:30, 6 o'clock, he could go really deep.
Strike 3 call, paints the outside corner. So Steve Johnson, a 13-pitch, 3-up, 3-down inning. Pedroia doesn't like the call. Bottom of the 8th coming up. The Birds down by 3. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the American Heart Association Heart Walk. To date, the Orioles have drawn 339 walks for a total of $16,950. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. Played Buchholz at 92 pitches as he begins work here in the 8th inning.
And you can see the percentage of how he really mixed up his pitches, and that's why he's so difficult. The 3 early double plays got him out of trouble. One on the Markakis bunt in the 2nd, and then 2 conventional ones.
J.J. Hardy leads off. Takes a strike on 1. J.J. has been on base all 3 times, a couple of singles and a walk. He's now got a 3-game hitting streak, and he tonight picks up his 29th multi-hit game. And it's low, 1-1. Orioles need base runners. Look to get something on the board here in the 8th, not leaving it all for the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, just get to the bullpen. Take your chances. Not that they don't have accomplished relievers out there.
High fly ball left field. Back on it is Crawford, and just in front of it now on the warning track, he makes the catch.
Yeah, this is very much like Fenway. That probably would have been a double out there, but every time you hit a fly ball, the way the ball carries, looked like you got it just on either up the bat or on the end. Just didn't sound as good when J.J. hits it. Yeah, take a look. Let's see. Right on the end of the bat. Maybe an inch or 2 closer towards the label. Probably out of here.
Nate McLouth shows bunt. He takes a strike. Punto was deep. So was Gonzalez at first.
Yeah, Buchholz pitches. It's like the old day. Pitch kind of mid-90s. Nobody up in the bullpen. Bobby Valentine saying this guy's got 4+ pitches. Let him pitch, not throw. Let him pitch.
Trying to win his 11th on the year. 10-3 coming in. Breaking ball back down on the outside corner. And 1-2. He hasn't lost a game since July 14th. So a month and 2 days ago. That was at Tampa Bay. And that's his only loss since June the 1st. Popped up back this way. McLouth fights it off to stay alive. Now Buchholz here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out and nobody on, about to throw his 100th pitch, and still nobody up behind him.
Yeah, that game in Tampa Bay actually left with a lead, 1-run lead, and a couple guys on, and bullpen came in, both of them scored, and that's the loss he got.
Ripped down the right field line. That is heading for the corner, and that's a fair ball. It bangs off the scoreboard. McLouth is heading to second base, and he is in with a 1-out double. Well, Nate gets a base hit.
Yeah,
He's in scoring position with 1 down.
Yeah, now I think the phone is ringing in the Red Sox bullpen. You can see the target, a little cutter, just kind of spins up there. Maybe a changeup of sorts, hammered into the corner.
McLouth knew he had it all the way and gets in the scoring position for Adam Jones. Andrew Miller getting up. Now here's Adam Jones. Big full cut, and he missed it. Trying to.
Yeah, well, that's a little cutter right in the middle of the plate, and that movement.
Orioles get a runner in scoring position for the first time since the second inning when Markakis was up. That one down and away, and he chased. So Adam, who was called out his last at-bat on a 3-pitch at-bat, that was the at-bat which followed him being hit by a pitch. Seves, who's the closer, has joined Miller. Nothing and 2 on Jones with McLouth at second. Breaking ball, and he was out in front. He popped it up. Pedroia backpedaling will get it, and 2 men down. There's a huge out for Buchholz as he got one by Jones, got him to chase, and then he had to protect, and he went after him.
Well, they got him to chase again, and the reason you had to chase is because you chased earlier, and that's un-Adam-like. But again, this not like this is a normal curveball. And it's not like he doesn't have other pitches that he backs it up with. That's why 2 years ago, before the back injury last year, Jim, as you know, he was one of the best right-handers in baseball.
Here's Matt Wieters. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, he can finish his curveball. It's just not a little roller.
Wieters has bounced out, grounded into a double play, and was called out on strikes. There's McLouth at second with 2 men down. Wieters pops it foul back of the plate. He's down in the count 0-2. Adam Jones talking to himself on the bench. Nate McLouth at second base. 2 down in the inning. The Orioles trying to chip back in it, down by 3. Outside, 1-2.
Yeah, he adds and subtracts really well. You know, he takes a little off with a changeup, the curveball, and then 92 outside corner. I saw that to Quintanilla last, where he'll just do a little math.
1-2 on Wieters. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Looked like it was in the same spot. So the 1-out double and a man left, but Showalter looking on will lead to the 9th inning. It's a 6-3 Boston lead. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. 6-3 game. We go to the ninth. Orioles had a 3-1 lead at the end of 2. Haven't scored since, and looks like the night is done for Clay Buchholz as the congratulations on the bench.
Yeah, again, in trouble early. And then just slams the door. Well, that's what good pitchers do. You give up sometimes runs early that you didn't expect to give up, and you got to move on. And he did.
Steve Johnson came on to pitch the 8th, a 3-up, 3-down inning.
Why do I think I'm looking at Dave Johnson when I see his son Steve? Sans the mustache.
Breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, Steve, a conventional 4-pitch pitcher. Change up, curveball, slider, fastball with control. Yeah, what a thrill it is to pitch against one of the best like ADRIAN Gonzalez. I mean, this is really what it's all about.
Curveball hit the left field. Long run for McLeod. That ball's heading to the corner. That is fair, and it bounces up into the stands for a ground rule double. That one he hung, and Gonzalez slapped it the other way.
Well, he's hung a couple of breaking balls. One to Crawford, crushed it right at Markakis. So just got to stop doing that. Yeah, what I saw, he had a really good changeup and fastball against the Mariners. Curveball up a little bit, which this one is. And ADRIAN, of course, is going to be settling into hitting in Boston. So you better be able to hit the ball as he can left field. Perfect example of not overswinging.
Right.
Because if you overswing, you don't do that.
There's Cody Ross. He'll somehow try to get Gonzalez either over or in.
Another nice night for him.
Three-hit night, including an RBI base hit. On the outside corner, 0-2.
Something to be said about being able to do that.
Yep, he's a strike thrower.
Well, corners. There are corners on the plate. And the good pitchers, that's what they pitch either there or off the plate. Not into the middle. There's not good territory for pitchers.
Fly ball the other way. That's going to fade back foul. For the Orioles in the bottom of the ninth, down by 3 at the moment, Chris Davis, Mark Reynolds, and Manny Machado will be up. Steve Johnson trying to keep this a 3-run game. And he got him with a fastball. Wow. 88 miles an hour. Looked like it was 98.
But you're right. And I think a lot of it has to do with such an easy delivery. And it's just a zoom ball. Fastball hitter. Just can't quite get to it. And look how late he is. And that's what he did against the Mariners.
One away. Here's JARROD SALTALAMACCHIAC.
One of the keys of having a good windup, and Steve has it, is that he threw that ball by Ross. It's not that you try to throw it by the hitter. It's just you try to throw it through the hitter. And his windup allows to do that. And it's just a, fastball 89, but inside corner. Good hitters either look inside half or outside half until they get the 2 strikes. And if you can pitch to both sides of the plate, it can be a little confusing. But what Steve's going to have to learn, and tonight is one of those, another chapter in the learning process, is at this level you can't hang breaking balls. I mean, you can get lucky like he did on Crawford, right to Markakis, and then you can pay the price when he hangs a curveball to Gonzalez and he doubles. It's just no big deal. Just can't.
Nearly got Alex Ochoa.
Yeah.
He still has the moves. Former outfielder.
Yeah. Played here. Great throwing arm. Boy, could he throw. Might still be able to, as a matter of fact.
Still can move.
He can dodge.
And the 1-2 is high, 2-2. SALTALAMACCHIAC 1 for 3 plus a walk. Foul back. Boston had 1 run on 4 hits through 4 innings. They've had 5 runs on 9 hits since then. Buck Showalter's team had a 3-1 lead heading to the 3rd. The Birds have not scored since. 2-2 on SALTALAMACCHIAC. And he got him. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks and 2 down.
Yeah, the radar gun doesn't tell you the whole story. So 89, 90, 91 doesn't always look that. And again, what kind of movement do you have late live? Watch them pull down on those seams. Watch the ball run. So as we talked about earlier with some Buchholz pitches, it starts on the outside corner and just keeps moving.
So 4 Ks plus the fly ball out by Crawford. Here's Punto, runner at second with 2 down. There's a strike.
Yeah, Steve Johnson, I've said this before. I told a story when he was warming up next to Dylan Bundy. He said, "You got to come up with a leg cramp." But you know, Bundy's throwing close to 100 and.
Fly ball to right. Markakis towards right center. He's got there. And he gets the out. So Markakis makes the catch. Leadoff double and a man left. Good job by Steve Johnson. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Birds down by 3.
For O's extra post game, and Rick, it's very difficult trying to sweep any team.
Well, it really is, especially the Boston Red Sox. You know, they still have a pretty good ball club out there. I mean, early on we had our opportunity to really knock Clay Buchholz out of this ball game. We let him hang around, and the Boston Red Sox came back and put 6 runs on the board. The Orioles still have a chance, though. Bottom of the 9th, we've seen 5 runs a couple of times.
We'll hear from Buck Showalter, the players after the game. O's extra post game starts right after the bottom of the 9th. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, Tom and Rick, thank you so much. There's the line score, 6-13-0 for the Bo Sox and 3-8-0 for the Birds. And here's the closer, Aceves, coming on for Buchholz in the 9th inning.
Yeah, well, he can pitch. There are the numbers, and again, early on when the Orioles saw him, he was thrown in the mid-90s, which is a lot harder than we've ever seen him throw. So, again, low batting averages. Righties only hitting .214. Collectively only .227. Well, you got to get some runners on and hope that somehow you can use the final 3 outs that you have to your benefit.
Well, he does have 6 blown saves.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Andrew Bailey, who just got back, was going to be their closer. So Aceves tried to make the club out of spring training as a starter. Actually was their most accomplished fifth starter. But they needed him when Bailey hurt his ligament in his throwing hand and his thumb. So Alfredo, who we've seen over the years with the Yankees, and just seems to be able to win ball games. And this year, a closing.
Chris Davis will lead off.
Yeah, doesn't pitch well at home. ERA of almost 6 runs a game. A little bit different. 213 on the road. And he's got all the pitchers, cutters, fastball, curveball you just saw.
Davis is hitless on the night. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And quickly down in the count 0-2. This has been a familiar count for Chris on the night. He keeps falling behind. Buchholz 8 innings, 3 runs on 8 hits. And he got him. What a tough night for Chris Davis. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, that time on 3 pitches. Here's an update for the voting on the AT&T Player of the Game. Right now, Mark Reynolds is in the lead with his home run and his single. Still time to vote. Texting your vote A, B, or C to 31826. Tom and Rick will have the results coming up on O's Extra Post Game. So that's a huge out for the Red Sox, retiring the first batter in the 9th inning. Up and in, 1-0. Aceves is very deliberate. His style is to stare and stare and stare to try to get the hitter to think, well, what is he staring at? How many pitches does he have? What is he going to throw?
Well, we talked about, well, he's got them all. I mean, he really does. And he can throw it firm. There it is, 94. Good movement. He can cut it. He can, I mean, very much like Clay Buchholz in that way. He's got a menagerie of pitches that he usually throws for strikes.
1-1 on Reynolds. He's had a good night. 2 for 3 with a home run. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
So the Red Sox came in 8 games back of the Orioles in the wild card. And if they win it, we'll go to 7. I know the Larry Lucchino and I think some of the Red Sox owners are in town, actually coming back from the.
I saw Mr. Henry.
Yep, they're here.
He was in the hallway.
Probably going to New York. They needed to rally the troops, and to this point, it's worked.
Foul back.
Well, I played on a team that won 26 out of 31. That could happen to the Orioles, the Red Sox, any of the teams. All you got to do is get hot, start playing good baseball.
Well, the Orioles have. They're 12-4 in their last 16 games.
And they've done what we did back in '74, which is everybody seems to contribute in a different way every night.
But against teams you know can score, and you brought it up earlier, that this game was decided and really in the first 2 innings the way it's played out, because the Orioles had a chance to really hurt Buchholz. He was able to get out of it with only 3 runs allowed. Then he settled in. 2-2 on Reynolds, really battling here, trying to get on base. And another foul ball.
Well, just again swinging the bat so much better. Even that little curveball that stayed up, had a good swing at it. Well, I learned my lesson about. I used to pitch against the Twins when Gene Mauch, a terrific manager. They get a guy on to give me an out in the first inning, and the next day I'd throw high fastballs in running situations. He said, "Was that a pitch out?" I said, "No, there's a good changeup, little changeup." I said, "No, Gene." I said, running situation. I want to get my catcher the ball. I said, "Why'd you give me an out?" "Oh, you know, you don't have big innings." against good pitchers. Well, you don't have big innings early in the ball game against good pitchers if you give them outs. And that's what the Orioles did tonight in the second inning. And Buchholz took it and ran with it. He really pitched well after that. Gave up the solo home run to Mark Reynolds, and that was it. And then went right back doing what he's done since he pitched that complete game against the Orioles back in June. And sometimes, yeah, it just changes the whole momentum of the ball game. Not purposely, it's just just the way it happens.
One and one on Machado, who has a double in 2 trips. He's also walked. Good cut.
Yeah, it really was. What I like about Manny, in most cases, he really stays inside the ball for a young hitter. In other words, not trying to hook balls. But he's going to get pitched to. Huge step up from Double-A.
Manny Land. And he struck him out, and he strikes out the side as the Orioles strike out 10 times in the game. They hadn't done that in a while. In fact, they've gone 7 straight without 10 Ks, and the Red Sox salvage 1 game in this series. Orioles go 7-3 on the homestand. We hope you can join us tomorrow. More O's action. Game 1 of the 3-game series in Detroit. It'll be Tommy Hunter against Justin Verlander. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on MASN 2 with O's Extra presented by Jeep, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. And now for Jim Palmer and our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards, where the Red Sox beat the Orioles 6-3. Tonight's telecast, a MASN presentation. Now it's on the plane and off to Detroit for a 3-game weekend series. Tom and Rick, O's Extra is up next. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.